The Hillary swankiest.
Are you okay?
Somebody said the secret word, don't you know?
Oh.
Hillary swank.
Oh, dear.
Don't do that while I'm drinking
Sorry.
my beverage.
We watched the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special
As you should.
because it was on Netflix.
Yep.
And Cher shows up, and as she's leaving, Pee-wee goes, "Thanks for sharing." I was like, "That's the best thing to ever say." When
Magic Johnson has the best line in that whole damn thing.
What is it? I have AIDS?
No.
Save me, Pee-wee?
No.
What is it?
He's talking
Money
about...
keeps me alive?
Pee-wee asks him how he knows Magic Screen, and his head comes into shot. Just, Magic Screen and I are cousins. It's like, what?
That's pretty good.
Because their first names are both...
it works, Chuck.
Yep.
I never knew. Now I know.
Yep.
So really, he never mentioned the HIV thing the entire time he was on the show.
No, that would
No.
sort of be a downer.
Yeah,
And it was probably before you knew.
yeah. I
Before he
enjoyed-
told everyone
Yeah.
else.
I enjoy they had Frankie and Annette like making Christmas cards.
Slave labor.
Slave labor.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All right. I'm going to tweet this shit.
Oh, well, good.
Please do, so I can retweet it.
Okay.
Are you going to tweet it from Chuck No Quarters?
What?
Oh, that's a great soundbite. Just insert that everywhere. Whenever we have just a lull in conversation.
Yeah. There. It's tweeted.
Oh no! Forget I changed my password on Twitter and everywhere. So I have to do this.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm being secure, man.
Oh. What'd you change it to?
Random letters and characters.
Oh, sweet. So you're using my method? Send me my password?
What is that a thing?
Yeah, that's my my password method.
Oh, okay.
Because I just have them email me my password.
Oh.
Or, a password reset. And
Every time.
yeah, the problem is when you get to a site that's like, can't use any of your 37 last passwords. And I'm like, man, I am running out of numbers to use here, guys.
I hate those sites.
Yeah.
Hey, guy.
But I do love that, like, most banks don't give a shit. They're like, yeah, same password, whatever.
Yeah. Just make it 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Who
you
cares?
can't even use special characters. We don't care about
Look, we
those.
got a little picture here. That's how you know it's you.
But yeah, like everything else, it's like, don't use your last 45 passwords and make sure that you have at least 14 characters and a number. And
Well, see, I have a password manager that just gives me strong, weird passwords.
I just use one password.
yeah,
thanks
we
to
have
your
one
wife.
password at home, and it's
All my passwords now are, I cannot remember them because
Yeah.
they're all gibberish.
I'm using
garbage.
Dashlane.
Ooh.
It has an iOS app that you can unlock with the fingerprint.
So does one password.
Does it?
Yep.
Okay.
I like it.
Do you?
Yep.
All right. Well, I have not sold. I own OnePass for the Mac. I'd have to buy the iOS version. But
Ah.
ain't that always the way?
yeah,
Ain't it?
it is. But the problem with OnePass is that OnePassword doesn't have a PC version, does it? I don't think it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
There's a browser version.
I'm on Ubuntu over here.
Yeah, I'm on a fucking Chromebook.
Yeah.
Well, step up your game, you know.
What are you using?
Windows 7.
Well.
Well, I suppose you don't have a custom shell,
I don't. No.
and
My
you're
custom-
better off for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Should get a shell.
Well, you see, my uncle works for Microsoft, and
blue
he said
shell.
that it's all gonna.
I thought your uncle worked for Nintendo.
Everybody's uncle works for Nintendo.
I know. So much so they made a game called that.
Yep.
Really?
And I'm not going to talk about that. My uncle who works for Nintendo
Goddamn.
was a game this year.
Yeah, it
No kidding.
No, it's totally a game. Came out and everything.
Did you have to spot other people's lies?
Probably.
Oh.
Oh, liars.
No.
I wish they weren't liars.
So, do we want to get this kicked off? Since
yeah.
Half an hour past
Yeah.
starting time here.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Let's bomb it up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I forgot mine.
Oh, you son of a... Did you actually just make it do that?
Yeah.
I thought it was you going...
Nope.
I thought it was you. It was always you.
Yeah. Oh,
This is bonus footage, you guys.
Woo! Sadly, we won't have an awesome intro this time.
we won't.
Or will we?
Made the last one pretty damn awesome.
Should we just do that?
I
every
might just run that
episode?
one again.
Oh my god!
Don't we always have an intro? That
Yes.
we just say words and
Yeah.
do something?
Yes.
I meant the monster truck one.
Oh, that one.
Starring John Cena. I won't lie. I listened to that like 100 times in a row.
You know what? I'm right there with you.
I keep showing other people it. So.
Like
Yeah.
every time my day starts to go downhill, I'm like, "Where's that YouTube clip?"
Yep.
So I load it up.
It's good. Good times.
It's like, who is Champ? That question will be answered this Sunday night.
Super Smash.
I like to collect call.
Yeah.
Will you accept the charge? John Cena.
Go fuck yourself.
I love the one point where she's just like, "Is it really you guys again?
Yeah.
Are you?"
The fact that she believed that someone was really dedicated to getting her to buy the pay-per-view. There would never be wrestling in this house. I burned T-shirts and... Which really, that guy's living a charmed life with her.
Well, did you hear the story behind that? Apparently, he was watching a Sunday night pay-per-view, and that was when Revenge was on, and she didn't get to watch Revenge.
Oh.
And so she...
Banished wrestling?
He said, "I can't change it because it's pay-per-view. I paid
Right.
$50 for this."
Yeah.
So not only he paid $50, she didn't get to watch Revenge. So she spent the next hour berating him while watching WrestleMania or whatever it was.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So ain't nobody happy that night. He didn't get to enjoy John Cena or anybody else.
Huh. Well, suddenly that call feels like the least of anything that should have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
It's like we have a DVR. You can watch it
I know.
afterwards.
Nope.
These
Go watch it live.
these are people that don't understand that sorts of things.
No.
They don't.
I mean, that guy could have had WWE Network and
I
watched
know.
it at any
For only
point.
$9.99?
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, he paid 5 times that much to watch it.
Yeah, he deserves everything he gets.
Well, if you're only going to watch WrestleMania, it's still a better bargain than paying for a year. Of,
yeah,
Yeah.
barely. Come on. You want to watch one other pay-per-view.
yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, like us.
I've never watched a pay-per-view, so.
It's a BJ. Hey guys, we still recording at 7?
No, we're not. Are you going to answer that?
Oh, also my phone apparently got switched off the web rates.
Hmm.
It's all good that I did these things.
Are you going to answer that?
You should fix your phone. You
I
only
did
use your
fix my phone.
Oh, okay.
Damn it!
Ah.
Ah!
Ah.
That's how I warm up.
Yes.
Oh! I'm coming to the back!
Are we seriously ready here?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. All right, welcome to No Quarters, episode 67, The Foodies.
Dun dun dun!
It's a
For
motherfucking video game photo
For
awards.
2014.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
I don't know.
2014. It's 2015.
Yeah.
It
we,
is.
we had to get the extra time to make sure that all our picks were as accurate as they could possibly be.
Right.
Cram.
For guys who buy all their games and
Yes.
don't necessarily get to play all of them and all that. But
And now we've had our picks sealed in a case, watched over by Deloitte Touche or somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
it's a very official process.
Yes.
It's all very secretive.
Right.
But we're going to reveal one thing right now.
Okay.
I'm Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
Okay, now we got that out of the way.
Uh
Yep.
You guys ready to talk about 2014?
huh. Sure.
The year of video games?
The
It-
year
yeah.
that was
Again?
video games.
Whose year was it? It wasn't Luigi, was it?
No.
Did
was
they-
it-
did-
No, it was still the year of Luigi.
Was it 14? I
Did
thought
they
13.
extend the year of
Yeah,
Luigi?
it just never ended.
Oh, it's a year that
always
never
the
ends.
Luigi.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he
The
got
Japanese calendar is weird.
Oh, okay.
It runs like 2 years at a time.
We're actually going on the Martian calendar.
Sure. Yes.
A Martian year is like 3.4 years.
Right.
So
Yes.
something like
So it's
that.
the year of John Carter.
Yeah.
Yes.
But let's start off.
All right.
All right.
Let's just get like news stuff out of the way.
News.
Kind of.
Okay.
But good/bad trends we've noticed over the past year. Mm-hmm. This is where we get to talk about the year in review.
Yeah.
Before we get to the games in review.
Right. But these are related to games.
They are.
Okay.
They're all game related.
Okay, good.
And luckily we found some good ones to post because it was kind of
Most
not
of them are bad.
not the best video game news year.
No, it was not.
No. First up, probably the most recent one. Bad. Broken games being released to the public.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Bad.
I mean, not necessarily a new thing, but this year kind of exemplified that. Of like, there was more
When
of
every major release of the fall had bad happen, that's not good.
They tried to outdo themselves what they did last year, 2013. Mm-hmm. They said, we could do better. And by better, they meant release more broken games.
Yeah.
Because, hey.
Because, Assassin's Creed Unity, probably the king of that one.
Seemed to be.
Probably the king. Like flat out
no,
not
I
ready.
think Drive Club might be the king.
Okay, yeah.
I think there's a three-way tie,
Oh, is there?
depending on how you want to play it. Because Halo also,
Yeah.
Even though you could
Okay.
play single player just fine, you could not play multiplayer.
Yeah, but Drive Club was a solely online-only game,
Yeah.
and they knew how many copies they sold and still weren't ready for servers.
That was the dumbest because they did have to siphon people
And
out
that,
of the...
that got delayed. It was supposed to be a launch title.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a year
Yeah.
delay that still came out broken.
And it's
I'm going to
still
go with that's the
barely
king.
working,
Yes.
Yes.
apparently.
Yeah. It's gotten better.
Yeah.
I've played it.
And Assassin's Creed Unity gotten better.
Yes.
Like that was one of those things too. Like that got blown a bit out of proportion by that ATI
Sure.
graphic glitch where it removed
Yeah.
the skin
Sure.
from characters, which looked awesome. But
I'd be fine
that
playing
was
that
basically on a very on a PC version with outdated drivers
Yeah.
on an ATI card. It's like, but everyone's like, "Oh, Unity! Look at what happens when you play." And it's like, no, that kind of doesn't happen on One or PS4. But
Yeah.
they were still busted on those systems.
Yeah, I mean, to the point where they were releasing a patch every week of, I think this fixed it, you guys.
Well, yeah,
It's
and
pretty
so
good
many
now.
of them are basically just like one was restructuring the map
Yeah.
in Paris when you get to Paris,
Yeah.
like so that it doesn't lag to holy hell when you run into it.
Yeah, the Drive Club thing, I don't understand how that could have possibly happened. How they say that the thing is because dev kits are different than release versions of hardware, which baffles my mind how that could
didn't have
possibly
them?
be a thing. They didn't have any. They didn't test it on retail units. They just tested on their dev kits. And we're like,
That's
we're
what
good
I'm
to go.
saying. You're that delayed,
I know.
Your QA people are working off of dev kits, really?
But like how that game came out broken, that doesn't make sense
Like
to me.
to me, that makes the case for everybody needs a beta. If there is multiplayer
Yeah.
or like multiplayer is your main function,
Yeah.
you need a beta
'Cause-
you can't not have a beta.
Destiny worked,
Yeah,
and they baited the hell out of that game.
that's the only one that seemed to work at
Yeah.
launch and still works.
Because like Assassin's Creed, I firmly believe that game, they probably said, look, this game is not ready for another 2 months. And Ubisoft was like, we have to release this
Yeah,
game.
2 months is in 2015.
Yeah, we
so-
can't fix it. So release it now. We'll get what we can, and then we'll fix it as it's out.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most egregious case of that ever happening, because that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Halo, from all accounts, was just a total rush job of... Halo 5's not making it this year, you guys.
I guess, but holy crap,
I know.
man. And still, like, achievements won't pop on that game.
Yeah.
Because I've started playing through the original Halo, and, like, beat the 4th mission, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like, nah. And apparently that's because I had stopped mid-level, gone and, done something, had to go to bed or whatever, played the next day, completed the level, and it's like, nah, it's got to be in the same session. Just to give me the fucking achievement that says, yeah, you beat that level.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and anyway, I mean that's achievement, so it's not like it didn't break the fun. I could still
Yeah.
play the game,
Right.
and I even got in a multiplayer match and played a multiplayer match,
What?
which apparently you couldn't do for a month.
Yeah, for a month you couldn't.
And parties are didn't everything Halo's usually known for doing right. Nothing on this one.
Parties on the Xbox One have never worked. So for it to
Yeah.
work in Halo, forget it.
Yeah.
But at the very least, it's equal opportunity fuckery this year, where it's basically like there's a Sony exclusive that's totally garbage, and a Microsoft exclusive that's totally garbage, and a huge third-party release that's just broken anywhere you want to play it. So everyone's doing it now.
Yep.
And it's a terrible trend.
So
Yes.
speaking of broken across the board, Huh?
Yeah.
Another bad trend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hacks.
Especially the asshats who recently did this over Christmas.
For no reason.
For no reason. Because they're assholes.
Yeah. Basically to say, hey, you guys should beef up your security so this sort of thing doesn't happen. But
As the dumbest explanation I have ever heard.
like I'm not an IT expert, but is there any genuine way to stop a DDoS attack?
No.
Not really.
I mean, other
Because
than,
it's coming from so many places, and it's basically just zombie computers pinging your servers, right?
There are
to the
ways
point where nobody who actually wants to get in can get in because there's so many of them doing that, right?
that's the thing is like you can to a certain degree. I mean, I'm not going to get too technical, but you can start denying people's requests. When you realize that they're bogus traffic, but if it's widespread enough, there's nothing you can do. You can't keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take a whole team of just sitting there going, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes.
And the slave computers are coming from everywhere, so
Yeah.
it's not like you can just go, well, just turn China off.
Right, exactly. Because we've had that where I've worked someplace where we had a DDoS attack, but they were all coming from the same country, and it wasn't something that was going to infect our infrastructure. So we were like, you know what, Russia, fuck you for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's to say, well, to at first claim, well, it's so that you guys can be prepared for this next time when somebody more malicious does it. And it's like, well, how does it get more malicious than what you've already done?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You took
'Cause,
down
like-
Xbox for like a couple days. Sony, of course, if you just, fling a spitball at them, they just go, oh, and fall down. And
Yeah.
it's just like, we're dead.
Sony's-
Take me to the morgue. I'm
Sony's
dead.
had enough issues already.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play Jackbox Party Pack with my family on Christmas Day, and it was like,
No.
you're not downloading this anytime soon. You're lucky you can even get on. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
I mean,
stop, fuckers.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into like the morality of whatever, but both sides are just wrong. Like this is another case of like, whatever major thing happens, everybody's wrong in some way, because you have the people of like, well, if booting up a console is your idea of a happy holiday, then you're doing it wrong. And it's like, well, imagine you're 8 and you just got a PS4 and you turn it on and you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, that's totally doing it wrong. I mean, all those people that have that reaction have never actually received your big, huge, crazy Christmas present that you can't use for 4 days.
Yeah. I mean, when I got when I got the Xbox on launch day, it was having problems and it bummed me out. But if I could go back to when I was 8 and like got a console on Christmas Day and then couldn't use it for 4 days, man,
Yeah.
I just would have,
Lost my mind.
I would have been like, I'm not going outside.
Yeah. Just sit there, keep
Just
turning
keep
it
hitting
on and
X
off,
over and over
hoping,
again.
hoping this time
Connect,
is the
connect,
time.
connect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's an extreme dick move. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it pretty shitty? Yes. Actually, it's real shitty.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a big deal. So, I mean, to the point where people were taking their consoles back the day after Christmas saying it's broken.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. So that's bad.
yeah.
Here's something good.
All right.
Microsoft going back to games.
How about that?
Yeah. Like I believe it was The Verge posted an article talking about how everyone they interviewed before the Xbox One launch in a certain video is gone.
Yeah.
Because they were all like, oh, TV. I don't even know where that is on my Xbox One anymore. I don't know anyone that's ever used it, and I think they all, like the entirety of Microsoft was like, once they kind of cleared house, they're like, all right, we have to put out games on this thing, or nobody will give a shit ever.
Yeah. People have 8 other places they can watch TV already.
Yeah.
No big deal. And sorry, your Halo TV show is never going to happen. And if it does, it's going to suck anyway. So
Well,
that's not a draw.
It's already on. It's part of the Master Chief thing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you watch
There's
it?
something in there, yeah.
Night Watch, I believe it's called.
I don't know, but you
Yeah.
you can't load that up because like you get to it from the Master Chief collection, and it's like you need.
No, there's a separate thing called Halo Channel.
Right, but I'm saying like you get there. The game is supposed to give you early access to the content, but when you go to the content, it says you have to buy the game, even though you're launching it from the game. It's just another broken thing of that stupid game. So,
Yeah.
But yes, getting back to games is good.
Yeah, that's what they should have been doing in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, and good or bad, Kinect being dead is a big part of that.
I mean, it's kind of a shame, because I think
Yeah.
that thing had potential that no one ever used it properly, but if no one was ever going to use it properly, fucking get rid of it.
Yeah, and it was a better version of the old Kinect.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
it did function way better than that one ever did.
Sure.
But
You can do some neat things with it. I've used it a couple times for a certain couple of things. It's kind of cool.
I've used it for Dance Central, and that's about it.
I've used it for controlling the Xbox One before they fixed the interface
Yep.
to be usable by a controller.
And that's the other thing too. They're updating that thing every month. Substantial updates every month. It really seems like they are trying to fix it,
Yeah.
which is good. Good for them.
Honestly, at the rate they're gaining features, and they're catching up to Sony, I think. I mean, I don't know. It's not there yet, but...
Well, and they're kind of embracing some shady stuff too. I mean, they're doing the whole like you can play MKVs on this, which no console has
Right.
ever played an MKV file before because they're only used for piracy.
Yeah, pretty
and before
much.
you write in and tell me they're not, yes, they are.
Yeah.
No, I took all my home movies
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it used
Converted all the spelling bees to-
thing.
Yep. Totally.
All right. So next up, another good thing,
Mm-hmm.
though. In spite of what we talked about, our first our first entry, this is pushing back release dates to actually fix shit.
Yeah.
It's happening. It needs to happen more often. But I think Witcher 3 is the main one that caused this to be entered into our thing.
I was thinking Arkham Knight.
Yeah, Batman.
And Arkham Knight, where where it's like they basically said it's not ready.
Yeah.
Like, we can't ship it broken. It should have been what Assassin's Creed Unity did. Because clearly that needed at least 2 more months of, hey, we need to fix everything.
Right.
This is still before beta. We can't put this out.
Yeah. And then you think about stuff, like Watch Dogs and Drive Club getting delayed 6 months, a year, and still just being like,
Oh, Watch Dogs was
Watch
very
Dogs
functional.
Was, yeah,
That wasn't
it was
broken.
functional, but it
Busted.
wasn't. They were like, we're going to make it fun.
It wasn't fun, but it worked.
They forgot to do that.
Yeah.
So
But it is a good trend. I mean, it's a bummer when you're like, man, I can't, I know Harlow and we cannot wait to play Batman. But you know what? I'd rather play it and not hit a certain point in the mission and have it go, nah, guess what?
yeah,
This isn't working anymore. You're done.
it's always
And
a
we
bummer.
erased your save.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a bummer to first hear it, like, they delayed Witcher 3. But my immediate reaction after that is, good, make it work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's an immediate sadness of, I have to wait longer, but then it's like, okay, that means it has problems and they're going to fix them.
Oh, work it!
So, I'm okay with that. Please fix your games.
Yep. All right. So next one. I don't know which category this falls under. So many re-releases of games we played last generation.
I think it depends on your approach to it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is good or bad. This could be medium. This is kind of neutral, actually.
Some people are of the opinion that these things are taking away from the development of new games, which is horseshit.
Yeah.
These things are usually farmed out to some small studio. Like the Halo Master Chief Collection was not 343. It was another studio just building that, the emulation and stuff. It's not like the original team, except for, like Rockstar for Grand Theft Auto. What the original team of Sleeping Dogs didn't come back and said, now let's make it really good. It was just like some other studio was like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah. I guess my problem is full price for all of these. Basically, like Last of Us, all of them.
Last of Us was $50.
It was 50?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was 60.
Yep.
And a
Still.
lot of places offered a trade-in thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto, you could trade in your old one and get half off from
Yeah.
most places. The 2 Metro games were a $60 package for the 2 games instead of 1.
Yeah.
Tomb
But
Raider,
I know,
yeah.
Sleeping Dogs was full price.
Sleeping
Tomb
Dogs
Raider
was Tomb Raider.
full price,
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And Tomb Raider was actually, I think, like 2013, if I recall. I think that came
No,
out.
it was January.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. It was like, hey, January game.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I mean, I appreciate them putting basically all the content, like Last of Us had the DLC and just
Yeah.
everything in that package. But is it that much better? Is it that much better that it's like, okay, here it is, full price?
Well, they're basically this year's Game of the Year editions. You don't see those coming out on last-gen versions anymore because they would just bundle all the DLC and give you that.
yeah.
They're just charging a next-gen fee to get it. But you didn't have to wait long because like Sleeping Dogs and Tomb Raider and stuff like for the past 2-3 months have been on sale for $10-15. So
I didn't realize Sleeping Dogs would actually come out.
Oh, yeah.
Definitive,
Yep.
whatever thing.
Yeah, but that's kind of. I mean, apparently, from all accounts, it's. I mean, Sleeping Dogs is a great game, but it's the same game.
Sure.
Right? Like it barely looks better than the PC version does.
yeah, but I don't play PC games, so
Yeah,
to me, it's going to be a big step up. And I mean, you had
and that wasn't a bad looking game anyway.
no, but I
Even
mean,
on
like
360.
like Last of Us, for example, they did work on that game to make it better, and it's not something I played on the PS3. So yeah, I'm going to play it on the PS4 because it's going to be better. I never finished Grand Theft Auto 5, so yeah, I'm going to play the better looking, better playing
Yeah.
one.
And I appreciate
so,
them the first person view putting that in the game,
Yeah,
which according to a lot of people changes the way you look at it
it does.
in a way.
There have been some unique YouTube videos.
I bet.
So yeah, that's both good and bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a bummer that there are so many old games coming back out, but they're really kind of what would happen anyway. Just no one ever paid attention to Game of the Year re-releases. They were just like, yeah, of course that is. But now because we're a split generation, it's
Yeah, I guess just my issue with it is it feels like the games coming out are like 2/3 re-releases and 1/3 new releases. And that's kind of the bummer of it. Is like, oh, here's this month's big release. It's Last of Us remastered.
But the thing is that what it used to be was there would be 1 or 2 big releases a month and 20 garbage shovelware bullshit titles. We're just not at the point where that shovelware exists yet. You're not going to get your...
Well, there's some.
there is some, but not to the point where it's just like, here's this random piece of garbage, here's Fast and the Furious budget title, and here's Wheelman, and, all the just lesser tier bullshit titles that...
Yeah.
Those little studios have got to, step up their game.
Are there any left?
I believe
Well, I was
so.
going to say, like, I mean, would you rather spend $40 to $60 on a remastered HD version of a really good game, something that actually someone went, hey, we should probably release that because people liked it, or would you rather spend $50 on Duck Dynasty, the video game?
Yeah.
Well,
So there's
that's never happened.
There's still some. I'm just saying, there's still shovelware out there. They command a next gen full retail price. When if this had been the 4th year of Xbox 360 land, that'd be a $10 game.
Yeah,
and just right out the gate.
Yeah.
Okay, I see your point there.
Yeah.
Next, bad. DLC season pass is going up in price, but not really in quality.
Yeah.
It used to be a $20 season pass. I was like, damn, they're really asking. Now it's like 30 is the standard.
Yeah.
Half the price of the game for a season pass.
It
is pretty standard.
And the thing is, like, it has to be a game I just absolutely have to have more content on. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I bought the Far Cry 4 season pass.
Yeah, I can see that.
But and I was tempted on Shadow of Mordor, but like, I just couldn't pull the trigger. I was like, yeah, no, that's too much. And I think the most egregious one is the WWE situation.
Yeah.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah,
I mean, that is just the worst. Like,
what is the situation with that?
All right, so there are. I was sitting down with a friend and we were looking at the roster and like I really like it does that fool you where you're like, man, this is a great roster, and then you start to look at it, it's like it's really not.
No.
Like there's
They lied.
They waste spaces on like older versions of certain people.
Yeah.
And so that takes up another character slot. So like when you think you're unlocking all this stuff, it's like, well, there's Cody Rhodes from way back when, and there's Cody Rhodes now.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
like,
want to play 2010 Alberto Del Rio
Yeah.
or 2011 Alberto Del Rio?
So it's like not only do you have costumes like that could probably just make them look like that and should have been just where that existed.
Yeah.
It's like a whole other character slot. And then their DLC, their season pass, is
All the people you
all
want.
future people that are going to come out. Like I think the only one that's included right now is the this made up wrestling thing pack. I don't know what it is. It's
WCW.
that
It
right.
was a thing that happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. But right on the season pass it says does not include the Hulk Hogan or Sting packs, which are separate.
I don't think it includes any of the characters who aren't in the story DLC. Like if those WCW characters are not part of one of those rivalry things, I don't think I think
Wait,
you
so
have to then.
that's not even included in that.
I don't
either?
think so.
All right, I'm starting it right now. Bad.
Yeah.
DLC season passes that don't include fucking everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really they honestly need to, like, if you want to have like a 2-tier season pass thing, like if you don't care about costumes and extra characters and shit, and you just want content, there's one of those. And if you want to pay,
it's a slippery slope, my friend.
yeah, but they could still make it work, like to where you could pay another $5 and get all, like Saints Row was so bad at that. But you buy the season pass, and then they would just release guns and homies and everything week after week after week, and you didn't get any of it with the season pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
you think you buy the season pass, that should be like, hey, I've bought everything.
yeah, give me everything.
And you know what? If you're going to call it a season, why is there always only one season?
I know, really. They just
I
need
mean,
to call
Borderlands
it a
didn't
DLC
even put
pass.
out a, like, they could have put out a second season, so to speak, on Borderlands 2 because they put out all those little micro
Right.
things that were like $2-3.
Well, and like the very last one wasn't part of the season pass because they were like, well, we gave you the 4, and now we decided to do this last one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. All right, so to dovetail on that, the other thing that is bad about the season pass is I cannot believe that you still have to go and individually pick out the things. I think the Xbox One goes out and gets the things if you buy the season pass.
Basically, the Xbox One, what it does is each patch, like if DLC comes out, they patch. So everything is in the game. All it's checking is an unlock key.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you have the season pass, technically.
I mean, well,
You just don't have the key to unlock it.
I haven't bought anything. I haven't bought a lot of season passes this year, but like last year's Ghosts on the PS4, every time there was a new map pack, I had to go grab it.
Really?
Every time.
I think the one is better about that.
Okay,
But,
well, maybe, but-
PS4.
Yeah, PS4 is still kind of iffy as to
PS4, it's like if you purchase the season pass, it immediately starts downloading everything that's been released thus far for that. Because Chuck and I are idiots who bought Alien Isolation season pass because it was cheap,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
and we're dumb.
Yeah.
We fully admit we're dumb.
Yep.
But
Hey, well,
it
you
immediately
could have-
downloaded the ones that were
Destiny.
available.
I mean, Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think. I'm wondering if I had to download the Destiny add-on or whatever, or if it just automatic. I don't know. I've gotten so trained to just going in the store, looking at new stuff, and going click, click, click,
Yeah.
click.
But
I
like,
don't know. We'll let you know when Alien
Yeah.
Isolation, whenever the next one comes out.
yeah, but like the Forza Horizon 2 DLC, the new island or whatever, it was part of a patch.
Okay.
So you have that content. You just have to pay for the season pass to unlock it.
Which I think
So-
I did. I think I bought the super fancy version
Yeah, maybe
with the cars and
So-
everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it one, it's confusing, and two, it seems like they're kind of getting more egregious with what they're charging
Yes.
and what you're getting. So
Well,
fix your DLC season passes.
You know what the Advanced Warfare season pass costs? Anyone? Anyone? $50.
Oh yeah,
50.
yeah.
$49.99.
But they started that with Elite, right? It wasn't it like here's all the shit you get.
Elite was supposed to be another thing, but
Yeah.
that was supposed to be above and beyond because they also still offer the season pass, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Shorter than or lower than.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Season pass,
But-
Elite.
Honestly, like just to demonstrate why this is bad, though, we don't have a best DLC category this year. We're not doing it.
No.
Because there's nothing aside from maybe the Dead Rising insane super climax, whatever the hell it was called, DLC.
Which was really a better trailer than DLC.
Yeah. There really wasn't anything that we're like, yeah, like if nothing like the Mass Effect level of you have to play these.
No.
Like if you have the game, you get this.
Yeah.
I always hate to put ideas into video game people's heads, but if you want to take it that next step, if you want to make the game where, look, we understand that some people that buy Call of Duty, that's all they play all year until the next one comes out, right?
Yes.
So if they're treating it like an MMO and they expect constant content, have a subscription. Have a monthly subscription that is like, even if it's $5 a month or less, and it's a guaranteed number of things that will happen, and you get everything. If you come out with gun skins, they come out and you get the gun skins. It is the WWE network of that video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Get everything.
People will do that with Madden. People will do that with that's all they play all year. Those
I'm
kind of games.
surprised Destiny is not month to month. The way that game is,
Well, it's an MMO.
well, I know that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
but the way that game they want you to play that game. It sounds like they want your money every month, but they're not taking it. So
Right.
it's kind of weird.
Don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So the last bad one. Gamergate.
Hey, what's that?
It's
It's the worst thing.
it's bad for all sides.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there are legitimately people who have a good point about the whole ethics and game journalism thing.
Maybe.
Guess what? You got drowned out by a bunch of assholes who just hate everything that's not them.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Your entire movement is bullshit.
yeah. there is a cache there's a cache acceptance system called ISIS. Guess what? They're changing their fucking name.
Yeah.
Because guess what else ISIS is? A bunch of terrorists. Guess what else Gamergate is? A bunch of terrorists.
Yeah.
If you really genuinely care about how video games, like how the relationship between developers and those who are supposed to review games, if you think things are paid off, whatever, you could have a valid point. But you know what? Don't attach yourself to those people, and don't attach yourself to that, because it's all bullshit now. It's destroyed.
Yeah.
It's ruined.
I'm pretty sure when any movement attaches gate to the end of it, it's immediately bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, period.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
But
And
yes.
forever.
And the
now.
problem is there are just too many people that think that ethics means talking about what I want you to talk about, not what you want to talk about. And that's a big problem. You know, is sorry, but games, if you want to call games art, you have to be open to criticism for them. And I think there are far too many people who are just flat out not open to criticism for them.
Yeah. And really, to everyone who says keep your politics out of my video games, I guarantee you the last 3 AAA games you played are all about politics. If you played Grand Theft Auto, if you played Far Cry, if you played Assassin's Creed, those games are nothing without a political narrative flowing straight through them. So shut up.
Well, and the thing is too, honestly, games had there are a big contingency of people that are just like, hey, you know, all this whole pro-feminist, pro-social justice, all that stuff. Games haven't changed. Genuinely speaking, they're not that different. They're not changing the way these things are made, because you know what? They know that you're who they sell to.
Yeah.
And there would be a billion indie games about depression or whatever, which, you know what? The more games that come out, I'm cool with it.
Absolutely. Gone Home
Because
didn't
you know what?
ruin anything.
If a game is good, everyone's going to find out about it.
Yeah.
It's not like everyone goes, oh my God, there's never this thing on Steam that's been there for 5 years, and everyone suddenly goes, oh my God, why does nobody know about this? You know what? If it's good, everyone's going to find it.
Yep.
So you don't need to worry about that stuff.
That's what the internet does.
Yeah.
It steers you towards things you want or steers you away from things you don't.
Yeah.
That's why you're on it.
Yeah. And
This notion that one person somewhere might have said something illegal or done thing. Shut up.
well, yeah, that
Besides, you're all just using it as an excuse to hate women anyway, and you're all full of shit,
and that's
so
the other
fuck off.
problem is everything that was originally brought up has already been refuted.
Yeah,
but,
it started on a lie.
Confirmation bias has allowed that to just continue. It's like, no, they changed it.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. So yeah, Gamergate, it sucks.
Yep.
Let it die.
Please.
If you genuinely care about ethics and game journalism, find something else to attach yourself to, because
Yes.
that's dead. And it's toxic, and it needs to go.
Yes. Absolutely.
Along with 2014. Get it out.
Yep.
Flush it out. Make 2015 better.
Just drink a bunch of water and
I
get
thought
it
it was
out.
done until you brought it up.
Yeah. And you know the way you
still
make
going.
it better?
What?
You play games more than you probably should have.
Oh.
Which would be our next category.
What?
Games we played more than we probably should have.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Boy, this first one is...
The first one.
No, we shouldn't
is-
even mention any of the
The
other
first
ones.
one is the absolute king of games we played more than we probably
I
should
feel
have.
like we should have to say our first names, and then everyone goes, hi.
Yes.
I've been
all
playing
right.
too much of this game in
Yep.
2014.
WWE Supercard.
Yeah.
I am so glad that does not have a timer for how long you have played WWE Supercard.
Yeah.
Because my phone, it's not a phone anymore. It's not a text message machine. It's not a Facebook machine. It's not a Twitter machine. It is a WWE Supercard machine. That's all it does. It's on my home screen now. It's not even it's on that first page. It's not even in the subcategory with games. I moved it out onto the main one because I got sick of having to hit
Yeah,
games and then
sure.
WWE Supercard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you guys talk about it because I got to check my.
I
got a King of the Ring going.
I-
Oh, okay. Well, you check it out.
I'm clean and sober since I don't know when.
Oh,
I have not.
I relapsed.
I haven't relapsed at all.
I take the blame for relapsing, Chuck.
Yeah.
I kept asking. I'm like, dude, I just got an epic Chris Jericho. And
Yeah,
he's
I was
like,
oh. And then you're like, hey, everyone's got Christmas lights on their card now. I'm like, I should check that out. And then
it's the dumbest thing. It's so dumb. I hate it. and they're still there.
I know. It's like, take down your goddamn lights, Supercard. Christmas is over.
Yep.
And then they're like, hey, we got this new mode where you get 20 cards and you do stuff. And I'm like, I should check that out. That sounds pretty good.
I actually kind of liked it.
It was not a bad mode.
Yeah, but it was no brick wall bigger than that mode, though.
Yeah.
When you got to the point where you were, where the game matched up with you,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
but yeah, we played way too much.
Oh, I'm still lumping myself in there, even though I'm off the wagon.
I know.
Or on the wagon.
Well, you
If
leveled
BJ
up.
was here, he would
In-
say he played too much of
in
it
the
because he
wagon?
played
I
it
don't know.
at all.
under the wagon. Where are you preposition?
Off the wagon.
Off the wagon?
You're on the wagon if you're sober.
Okay, so I'm
Off
on
the
the
wagon.
You're off the wagon.
I'm off the wagon.
You're off the wagon.
Well, fine.
And the
Here's-
force.
Here's my badge.
But yeah, so Supercard, it's yeah,
Yeah.
we played it too much.
Yeah, we did. I put this next one on here. Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Destiny.
You are not alone in saying that this
No,
year.
I didn't get to the point where everyone jumped off on because people like seemed really dedicated to play to the end of like the story to see like the real game. I only got to like level 15 and then was like, nope, I'm tired of this. But I was tired of it way before that. I just kept playing it because it seemed like it should have been fun. Like I was like, at some point this game's going to kick in and be. And I just, because it was the only game out and everyone was talking about it, I was like, well, I just should stick with this. But man, I'm now kind of angry at how much time I spent playing Destiny when I could have been doing anything else. So
I keep thinking I might go back just because I'm in like a lull where I don't know what I'm playing right now.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I should give it another chance.
It just sounds like you have to have a team of people to play with, like especially the high level stuff.
Yeah.
You basically have to have a raid group. Might as well be playing WoW.
I don't know. When it comes to any game where you can team up, I would like to play on a regular basis with somebody a game. Like, I mean, I hate to like make it some kind of weird commitment thing, but it would be like it'd be nice if it was like, hey, Thursdays, we'll play like 2 hours,
Right.
and do this.
Let's do that with Diablo 3.
Okay, well, sure. Whatever game, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying, like, it would be nice to have a gaming appointment,
Yeah.
thing.
I agree. I
Pick,
totally
pick a
agree.
game and then
Yeah.
change it.
I mean, like
don't know.
TVGP, their crew played Left 4 Dead 2 every Monday night at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it also
crazy.
And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I know, but like I wasn't that crazy about that game, but it was fun playing that game with them
Sure.
and playing week after week,
Yeah.
doing something. And I think that's why Destiny kind of is continuing for people.
Why not?
But
Oh, sure. I
so
get
many
that.
people I've heard say, "I'm still playing Destiny. I'm still not having fun, but I'm still playing Destiny."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just it struck me completely that
Yeah.
it wastes people's time.
It does
Like
feel
the
like
way
it.
that loot system was set up, it
Yeah.
feels like you may as well be playing a slot machine and hoping that you get a jackpot.
Well, like I said on the show when we were talking about when I jumped off, the game felt like work. It felt like an assignment. Like I was not enjoying. Usually, give me a bunch of side missions. I love running around clearing stuff out, and give me a list. And it doesn't even present that stuff well in terms of here's all the things you need to do. Go do them. There's not even a nice little screen to look at where you can go. Yeah, I checked that off. I checked that off.
Yeah.
That's my endorphin rush
There's
right
a
there. Is
quest log.
just a bunch of check marks going. Yeah, I fucking did these tasks. I'm awesome. But it doesn't even have that.
You're a good husband, aren't you?
Yeah, I have that list, and I just like, yep, clean the storm gutters.
Yeah. I disagree with the next one on the list. Whoever put it on there,
I put it on there.
did you?
Yes,
Why
I
did you
did.
put that on there, Chuck?
Okay.
More than we should
All right.
have. Do you realize the name of the category? Games we played poorly.
I don't necessarily mean this is a bad thing.
Okay.
I did finish Far Cry 4.
Okay.
My total time with Far Cry 4 was 35 hours. That's where I got to the end game. But for me, and this has more to do with the fact that it came out around the same time as 10 other games I wanted to play. That game kind of, to me, got to a point where I was like, I should really feel like I'm through this, and I'm not. And the percentage meter isn't going up, and I feel like every time I do one thing, 25 more things pop up on the map. I feel like that game is a good like summer game when there's nothing else out.
Far Cry.
I just felt like I was spending too much time with it. I enjoyed every second I spent with it, but I just felt like, okay, come on, game, let's get through this. Let's get to the end. But there was just too many treasure chests and question marks on
It's
the
an
map.
Ubisoft game.
I don't understand what you're talking
Plenty to
about.
Okay,
More than you should have.
I just
You want to talk about games that have played more than you probably should have,
Whew.
sirs and ladies of the internet. Threes.
I will say, if it was not for Supercard is the only thing that kept me from playing threes.
Supercard is your threes combo breaker.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm pretty sure if you took the time you've played threes and the time you've played Supercard, I've probably gone over that on threes. That's my dark secret of the year.
I believe it because you had like one of the most massive combos I've seen in that game.
Pretty good score.
Yeah.
And it got bigger here recently.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you've checked, but
No.
yeah.
I was very proud of my jumping off of threes.
Okay.
Like, when I said I can't do this anymore, I never even looked at it again.
Huh.
I'm
really?
very proud of myself, but that's probably because Supercard came along.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say I'm
but-
still playing threes.
But threes has such a good curve of like, it's got just that right combo of, man, if I get lucky enough, I think I can.
Yeah. This next group of cards is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Or
really
ties.
does have that where it's like, yeah, I got screwed on that one, but man, I was so close.
Yeah.
If they had just given me a 2 right then, I would have had the combo I needed.
Yeah. My literal nightly routine is lay down in bed, grab the iPad, check Twitter, check news or whatever, and play about 3 games of threes and go to bed every night.
Yep.
Still.
Threes training regimen.
Yeah. So
It's a good game.
eat, sleep, threes.
Now available on Xbox One.
Yeah. For what, $7?
$7.
But you can snap it, so.
Yeah. You can play it while you play something else.
Sure.
Yeah. Or if you're watching a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good times.
So next one, I know who put this on.
Yeah. Speaking of threes, Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's nowhere on threes that has a total time counter. I think it might be hidden in Diablo 3, but I've been scared to look.
I don't blame you.
Just suffice to say, I've got all the classes maxed out to level 70. At least one character, and a hardcore character that we've played.
How many classes is that?
6,
Okay.
I think.
How long does
maybe
it
8.
take for each one to get to level?
Some time.
So this was your FTL this year.
Yeah. mixed with a little FTL, perhaps.
Yeah.
FTL. I don't know if it comes up in any lists, but I burned some more time on that because the advanced edition came out. And
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
New scenarios,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yep. But yeah, that's Diablo 3. It may come up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And me, I added this next one, Pinball FX2. I have played far, 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 far too much Pinball FX2. It became I can't really have any sound. I just need to play something for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I started playing it, and then it was like, I can probably get the achievements on this. And that just started this whole rabbit hole. And then they put it out on Xbox One, and and they let me re-download all my tables on that. And it was just like, man, I should be playing something else right now, but I think I'm just going to play Pinball FX2. And so I just kept playing Pinball FX2.
Yeah.
And yet my scores are not, like, we made that whole leaderboard, and my scores are, like, they're in the middle of the pack for most of them.
When you're achievement hunting, it's not the same as score hunting.
Yeah.
Because
it
the
really
goals
isn't.
that to get an achievement in that game are different than what's really going to get you a score.
Yeah.
So,
It's very much focusing on, like, okay, I need to hit this shot.
yeah.
And so you're just hitting it over and over and over until you know how to do it just from friggin' muscle memory.
Yeah, and every time you miss it, it's scoring like 10 points. So, it's not really giving you what you need either way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but for someone who really likes Pinball Arcade more, I've still played the hell out of Pinball FX2 because I enjoy it for what it is.
At the Xbox One versions, it's nice. I mean, you got to bring over all your tables, and
Yeah.
they're all right there. And
And even new ones, if you buy them on 360, it's eventually within a few days, it's like, all right, you want to download this here now?
yeah,
And I only had one glitch out, which Walking Dead, for some reason, it didn't unlock on 360, but did on one, but who cares? So yeah,
who cares?
that's still a really good game.
Yes.
And they actually did a good job with the achievements and stuff and the goals on those tables.
Yeah, unlike the other one.
Yeah, the Pinball Arcade.
I know.
I just realized there's a list I need to add that to.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Next up,
Mm-hmm.
What was last year? 2014?
Yes.
Well,
So, you know what? Throw that out.
uh-huh.
Throw any game that came out in 2014, throw it out.
Okay.
What was the best game you played that came out before that year?
Okay, so...
This is best pre-2014 game that we played in 2014.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Basically pulling out from your pile of shame and going, let me play this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play this.
Well, I'm first on this list.
Yeah, you are.
I played through and beat Assassin's Creed 2. I think that game's pretty good.
That game is pretty good.
I played it right after the first one, so it looks really great after that because it adds a bunch of stuff to really make the world feel like it's alive and there's stuff to do. I've since moved on to Brotherhood, which you can kind of feel they're starting to put a bunch of bullshit on that map. Mm-hmm. But Assassin's Creed 2 had a good mix of story missions and little bits of extra stuff you could go do, and it really didn't get in the way of anything else you were doing. So,
And God, the modern day stuff in that story.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes. That game literally ends with what the fuck.
Yep.
That is a line of dialogue and then credits. And it's like,
And sadly, that
what?
series peaks at that moment.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Okay.
I mean, Brotherhood is good, but like story-wise, that is the absolute peak of
Okay.
those games.
All right.
It's all wrap up from there, and
I at least appreciate that from in these 3 games that I've played so far, they are sticking to some kind of narrative.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't just like, well, forget all that. Now it's this. They're telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that goes away, but
yeah. I mean, Brotherhood, they're still doing a lot of that stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like it's tough to match everything that happens at the end of that game.
Yeah.
Like it's tough to be like, how can we outdo that? It's like, you probably shouldn't bother. Because you've had a god look into the camera and say something directly to the guy controlling the game.
yeah.
So you kind of know where else to go from there, guys.
Yeah. But, and Ezio's a pretty cool character.
Yeah.
The guy's got moxie.
Yeah. Guess what? Get used to Ezio.
He's got fucking swagger.
He's got a couple more games worth of Ezio.
Okay.
Even old man Ezio in Revelations still has swagger.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. But yeah, you're playing Brotherhood now, so the liberation of Roma has begun.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I find it weird that I'm earning income for Rome in that game, but not in any position of power. I'm just like, I'm rebuilding your city, but everyone is still hunting me down like I'm a goddamn criminal.
You
I just built your fucking bank. Yeah, I know, but it's like, I don't want to go stab the town crier just because I built a blacksmith shop over there.
Yeah.
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 These things happen.
Okay.
I guess next on the list, this is a game I only discovered in 2014 thanks to one of the previously mentioned re-releases, Dust: An Elysian Tale. A game that I would have just looked right over, absolutely looked right past. And
you did when it first came out.
I did, apparently. But, suddenly it's there, it's free on PlayStation Plus, and I fire this up and go, holy God, this game is gorgeous. And it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played pretty games that weren't all that much fun before. I mean, Limbo's okay, and it's super stylistic, but control-wise, not breaking any grounds.
Nope.
But yeah, Dust is pretty, and it's a good... I hate the term Metroidvania, but whatever.
It's kind of what it is,
yeah,
though.
it is. It's one of those, and it's super cool art style. Yeah. Kind of funny when it needs to be. So,
Yeah.
still highly recommend it.
It works despite its whole aesthetic of
Like
the
furries.
furry fandom thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose that it's just that. I don't know. Just anthropomorphic.
I mean, I don't think it's intended.
Yeah, I was
It's
just going to say it's anthropomorphic
Right.
animal things.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's Disney. That's every Disney.
It's more
movie.
like a Disney thing
Yeah.
than anything.
But
which
still-
is what people didn't realize.
At first glance, you're looking at it, you go like,
Yeah.
furry the game. I don't know, but it's not that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
They did make it tail, like
Yeah,
out the back instead
Yeah.
of TALE.
Yeah.
Elysian Tale. I get it.
Ha.
Skip mine. Somebody else go.
No, you need to talk about yours.
No. Fine. Dark Souls. As if anyone knew that it was going to be anything fucking else.
You talk
Dark
about
Souls.
Dark Souls a lot
Huh.
on this show.
I know.
And what is that again?
I know. I'll leave it. I love that game. This is one of the best games I've ever played, and I am glad I went back and did it because I thought Games for Windows Live was going away, which actually it finally has.
Yeah,
and they moved everything over to Steam, and then it immediately gave me all the Steam achievements because I had gotten all the achievements in that game already.
Did you get some trading cards?
Yeah, to turn them into gems.
I don't know. I don't think it ever gave me trading cards, but
It might not have trading card support.
yeah, probably not.
Bummer.
But no, I'm glad I played that game. I kind of have to admit I started it on 360 as well, but yeah. Yeah, that's how much I love that game. Is I'm ready to play through it on 360, even though I beat every single achievement on my PC save and have like 150 hours in it.
Hey, people like that game.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's mine.
All right. So a simpler, not quite as punishing game that I enjoyed was Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
That's a really good game.
Yep.
It is surprisingly good game, and I don't know why I hesitated so long to play it, but I'm glad that I did.
I think you hated the control scheme at first. I think that was why you said you didn't want to play it first time.
I think the first time was like I hit the first puzzle with absolutely like in the demo situation there was no hand holding. It was just kind of like you're in this world, there are going to be some puzzles, figure them out. And I don't know why, like I just got it, in the in the other one. Whatever.
Well, the game itself paints a picture. I mean, it really sets the scene of what's going. It helps. I mean, that story is. I mean, the game is its story over its mechanics. Really.
Right.
I mean, like when they come together, that's the best part of that game. But, yeah, it you're really more invested in the story in that than you are, doing the dual stick thing that it wants you to do. So.
Yeah, and they're never particularly hard. It's never like, you have to have such precise timing that you could get stuck for hours doing this one thing.
Yeah, I mean, I beat it. I suck at games, so it's obviously not that hard.
And it's one of those games that's also, I think that's just about the perfect length.
Yep. Yeah, it's like 3.5, 4 hour game.
Yeah. It's just
you feel satisfied when it's over, too. It's not like, that I wanted more. It's,
you feel like you've been on a journey and you've made it somewhere and it didn't drag at any point.
Yep.
Indeed. So another game, and I put on this list, and
I would agree with.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea why this game appeals to me because it seems to be everything that I would normally hate in a lot of other games, and for whatever reason, it clicks on that one, and that's Spelunky.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I obviously I can't say I don't like roguelike things. If FTL is kind of one of the kings of it, but this is. I mean, this is hardcore roguelike. I mean, you may die on the first level, you may die 20 levels in, and then you got to start all over again. So, I mean, you can cheat and get shortcuts to the other levels, but you're still kind of.
But
starting
it's not
over.
really cheating.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit cheating because I mean, if you're going for like points or whatever, you're bypassing it and kind of, killing your own score. I suppose if that's why you're playing it, but I don't know. It's just It's logical. It's fun. Everything, I still discover new things every once in a while. Of like, I didn't realize that would happen if I did this. It still happens, which is surprising, and it's fun. It's colorful. It's not gross and weird like Binding of Isaac. And things make sense. Like, I mean, when I pick up a pickaxe, it makes sense what you do with the pickaxe. Whereas Binding of Isaac was like, fuck if I know what that thing is. I just picked up. Let's see what it does. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I think the thing about Spelunky is it feels like almost every single game you learn something new about playing that game. It never feels like you wasted your time playing it. You may suck, you may die on the second level, but it never feels like you weren't getting better as you're playing it.
Yeah. I mean, jumping into a quick co-op game with our BJ, formerly known as co-host, he, I don't know why it never even occurred to me to push this button, but I may have said it before, but we were standing there and we found the locked treasure chest. And normally I've always been like, go find the key, bring it back to treasure chest. And he picks up the chest and starts carrying it around with you, thus taking the chest to the key. And I'm like, why did that never occur to me that I could just pick up the chest and take it with me?
Because you figure it'll be too heavy.
Yeah. So it was another mechanic. It's nice little things like that repeatedly.
Yeah. There's so much stuff packed into that game.
And it's a tight little control scheme. It actually works.
Last on the list is mine, Super Mario 3D Land on 3DS. I've never finished a 3DS game before. Like 3DS and Vita at this point, I get a lot of games for them, and I'm like, this is pretty cool for about an hour, and then it's just gone off my radar.
Yep.
3D Land stuck with me for some reason. I thought it was just super engaging and a lot of fun, and I can't really put my finger exactly why that game and not one of the 10 other Nintendo games that have come out, for the 3DS, that property kind of thing. But yeah, that's like the first 3DS game I've finished, and I really enjoyed it.
And did you go back and get all the stars?
No, it does open up. It opens up a new game plus kind of thing, and it's just like, nah, okay. I saw your content. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the best way for a game to do it.
Yeah,
is to go, yeah, you beat it. If you really want to go nuts,
yeah,
here's everything else,
which is fine and would have been fine for me back when I had one game. I would have been like, fuck yeah, it's new game plus. Let's do this. But yeah, no.
Okay,
but I did like it. I liked it a lot.
All right. So you could say those games were surprises for us. A little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to bring it down now. And we're going to talk about the biggest disappointments of the year. And this list seems to be longer than any other list in the document here.
I blame the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're on the internet.
I blame us.
I blame us.
Yeah.
The calls are coming from inside the podcast.
So we covered a lot of it, but first one up is Destiny.
Yeah.
It just didn't click with us at all. And it's sad that it feels like everyone who plays it feels like it's wasting their time.
Yeah.
And the game should never feel that way.
Well, I would put it on the disappointment list because the alpha/beta, which was essentially the same amount of content, painted it as like, yeah, you're gearing up to do some epic shit.
Yep.
And then it's like, no, actually, you're not going to do any epic shit. You're just going to be gearing up.
Yep. Yes. It's
And-
just
and
one
you're-
long gearing up montage.
And you're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you
Now go get 40 trinkets.
That, man, it was just funny watching Twitter, like, as that game came out, and then kind of like the curve, people like, yeah, this is awesome, and then they were like, wait, I have to do that again?
And then again.
And then again, and again, and
Yeah.
like,
Well, that just doesn't even make sense story-wise.
yeah.
Why would this guy just keep coming back here?
Yeah. To the same cavern.
Yeah.
This one place on Earth. It's like, if I walk over there, I can see a bunch of cool cities and shit. I'd like to go over there. No, I have to just run around these ruins. Meanwhile, these grunty things keep running at me.
Oh, ruins.
Yeah, ruins.
Next up, Watch_Dogs.
Bummer.
Man, this was our launch game. This
Yeah.
was like,
This is selling us, yeah.
and I bought everything, like, pre-ordered season pass, everything, digital deluxe, $80 version. I've played it for about 3 or 4 hours and been like, is this going to be fun? Is there fun here? Will it ever be fun?
Yeah.
And you know what? I never found out because I just couldn't bring myself to go back. Because every time I'd look at it on the screen on my PS4, I'd be like, this other game looks way more fun. I remember having more fun with this game. So I would load up this other game and just fill in the blank with whatever game because I didn't enjoy Watch Dogs at all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I still enjoy the over-the-back, stealthy bits in that game, but that's the highlight of it, and that's just that Ubisoft almost Splinter Cell engine they use for that. Other than that,
yeah. But of course, I think that game also has a huge sin in doing the tutorial that teaches you literally everything that you can do in the game, just about, and throws it all at you in the span of like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know
but
what?
emphasizes
Dole
the
that
sneaky,
out.
stealthy stuff and not the actual
The fun stuff.
majority of stuff you'll be doing. Yeah. Bummer.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Another Ubisoft game.
We should have just written Ubisoft.
Yeah.
hey, no,
That's true. Yeah, there were a couple that
yeah.
shone through. I didn't put this one on here.
Oh, I did because I assumed it was a disappointment for you.
No, not yet. I haven't
No?
played. I haven't played enough of it really to
Oh,
decide.
okay, well, sorry for putting words in your mouth.
Okay.
No, well, it could be. I'll just go ahead and say the crew might be pretty disappointing. How's that?
It seemed pretty disappointing when I saw it, and then you got the full game and you're like, "Eh." And when your description is for you, I assume that's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, because I
you're
say
the-
shit games are fine.
Yeah, you're the Fast and the Furious is good game guy.
Yeah, it's
To
all right.
me,
No,
to me, I was disappointed that you had to go to radio towers in the crew to unlock parts of the map.
That's. I mean, come on. Really, just
That's when you've taken your design document too far for the entire company.
Yeah. And I realized, like, the games played the most this year are Assassin's Creed, Far Cry 4, and, you know, part of the crew. And I'm just like, man, these are all the exact same thing. It's just you're either a dude in the past or a dude on a weird island or a car. What you're doing is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
All right.
The crew's probably pretty disappointed. Fuck that game.
All right.
Look, I put it on there because like I was hyped for it. I mean, granted, I've not played the actual retail game, but I was like, that was another game early on that was like, oh yeah, this kind of shit.
At E3, fuck yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
And
I was like,
yeah.
we're gonna, this is gonna be Fast Five the
We're gonna
game.
make a crew.
We're gonna form a crew and do jobs.
I'm pretty sure on our E3 podcast, we were all like, we're all getting it, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're like, yeah.
Nope.
And now no one got it.
Nope, just this guy.
Yeah.
Yep. One game we all did get, actually. Titanfall. I got an Xbox One for Titanfall.
Yeah.
Huh?
Ask me how much I've played Titanfall.
How much Titanfall have you played?
Not much.
Aw.
Huh?
At all.
Yeah, I didn't play much either.
I got a season pass.
I did too, because it was like $5.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Guess how much I've played since I got that season pass?
0.
Oh,
yes.
None of us have.
Yeah.
Ground to zero.
I mean, I hope there's still people playing, because there is a certain appeal to that game in that you're always going to get a mech at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're always going to get a Titan. They're always going to get to do crazy shit. But to limit the number of players in a game and then put AI characters running around and just... It didn't feel like there was any depth to it, I think,
No.
is the problem. It felt like that game had showed me everything it had to show me in, 10 matches.
Yep.
Like, I was not going to be suddenly like, oh my God, this is awesome. And it's so weird to come from the Call of Duty guys.
Yeah.
Basically the people who made the Call of Duty games that I loved.
I think it certainly was disappointing, especially for someone who likes single-player campaigns, because...
Oh, because there was
man,
none.
that was just pathetic what they tried to slap in there. But I will say that I think coming out of Titanfall 2 will probably be pretty awesome.
Yeah. I hope so.
I would hope that they take all those lessons to heart. And look at Advanced Warfare, which kind of did some of that stuff better.
Yeah, everyone's got jump packs now.
Yeah.
So, Destiny, Advanced Warfare, it's all jetpacks now.
Yeah.
In games, not in real life,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
no, sadly.
But,
But no, the
it's
wall
just-
running stuff and the I don't know, quasi free running works really well. It's just I don't know. It's like I'm doing badass things. Blam, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Whereas it never felt quite as insulting in Call of Duty of like spawn and look around. Okay, I just got shot. This was like, guy is springboarded his way to the top of the map and shot you. Or I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I've had some fun with Titanfall. It's just
I had fun with it.
We had fun, but I guess it's a disappointment because I had high hopes for it.
yeah.
I was like, this is the one that's going to bring me back to playing multiplayer.
yes.
Thought so too.
Yeah. I know. Another game, man. This was my game. This was the game I was like, I can only buy like 1 or 2 games this fall. I'm buying Alien Isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And goddamn. I don't... for all like the things they do right,
Yeah.
they forgot to get the gameplay right.
Yeah, it's like someone finally made a good Alien game. It's just not fun.
Yeah. and I mean, we spent way too long talking about it, whatever episode we reviewed it. But
Yeah.
man, that game should have been so much better than it was. And really, it should have been way less frustrating. And I think you're the one who pointed out, Chuck, when you looked at the trophies, like how they become rare, how quickly, like
The drop off
it
is
falls
insane.
off a cliff.
Yeah. And I think that's why they put in that easy difficulty, because you have statistical data right there that all these people have your game and they're only getting a fifth of the way through it.
They're getting midway through mission 5 and then they're quitting.
Yeah. Yeah, because the drop off between 5, 6, and 7, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you
Suddenly you're getting an ultra rare trophy just for getting
exactly.
to the
You get
7th
halfway
level.
through the game and you're just a gaming god. So
Yeah. And it's a bummer that all the really cool stuff is in the back end of that game.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't want to get it spoiled for me, but it ended up spoiled anyway because,
Oh.
I have the internet. But
I still feel like I'm in a tutorial. Like in Mission 6, it's just like, now we'll learn how to evade the alien. It's like,
yeah, and I mean, and there's a lot of people, that have basically told me I'm playing it wrong, which, is something I hate to hear, but it's kind of, they said you can't wait around. You can't sit there and hawk the motion tracker the whole time. Even though that feels like exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah, but
As soon as that thing start, you have to know where that thing is.
yeah,
But,
and I get that, but because of the randomness of that system, you can get stuck in a situation where you're trapped in a room and the alien's just hanging out in that room with you.
yeah.
It's like there's nothing I could do. Eventually, I'm going to breathe and it's going to hear me and I'm dead.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that's not me playing it wrong.
Yeah.
So
No. But apparently you have to keep moving and you have to keep
Yeah.
going from point A to point B, and you have to be trying to do that as fast as you can.
But I mean, the randomness of that game was. I remember the last show when we just went off on that game. I was like, "Fuck it, just let me finish your mission." And then I went home and did that mission and got through it first time.
Yeah.
And the alien didn't even show up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it just broke somewhere and there's a guy trapped in a vent, but it was just like,
Yeah.
It was a closet.
yeah, okay. I never had any problems. So I mean, that game is very schizophrenic. It's
But really, all that game needed was checkpoints. I don't care if you put them on the baby, stupid, I can't play games level.
Yep.
But give me checkpoints.
Yeah.
Because that's soul crushing to get like 20, 30 minutes into a thing and know that you're right near the end.
Yeah.
And that fucker suddenly, you see it beeping on the beeper and you run into a locker, which you slam behind you as loud as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you're doing the hold the breath thing. And I mean, there's something to be said for that tension that you get, but there's also be something to said for that anger that you get after it fucking kills you and you realize that you are all the way back at the start
yeah.
and you've got nothing to show for however long that took you.
Yeah, it's the first game in a long time that makes me audibly say something when I die.
Yeah.
Like just damn.
Yeah. And well, death teaches you nothing. That's
No.
the problem.
Just
Death
like-
teaches you nothing in that game.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Whatever random thing you do, don't do that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, such a disappointment.
That was
Because-
actually
because
the
they
name of
got
my chess instruction guide was Death Teaches You Nothing.
It's good.
Yeah. It's Bergman jokes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because and it's more disappointing because they got so many things right.
Yeah.
Aesthetically
Yeah.
and sound wise and
Like I
all
said,
that.
it's very schizophrenic in terms of
Yep.
like what it is good at and what it's not, and it's polarizing in what people like and what they don't. I mean, you could get on Twitter and mention it, and people go, "Man, game of the year."
Yeah.
Just like I can't fathom that. Like I don't understand that. But there are people who have just breezed right through that game and just like, "Wow, that's the best." Hey,
Lucky sons of bitches.
takes all kinds.
Yeah. So, next up.
Oh, you
another
wanna talk about
disappointment
just-
we've
you wanna-
already covered. but-
Yeah.
Man, this is a long list.
Yeah.
Drive Club was my launch game. That was my PS4 launch game. That and Watch Dogs. So I mean, I had a very depressing
Launch.
PS4 launch because those were my
Aw.
games. And then Drive Club comes out a week after Forza Horizon 2. So double whammy. I waited a year, and then I'm like, I'm not going to get that racing game. I'm going to be playing this other awesome racing game.
Yep.
And then it's broken anyway. So it's just like, fuck, 3 strikes. Who cares? And then I bought it anyway.
You moron.
Yeah. It's all right. But it's for what it was supposed to be. No.
You have a disc of that?
What?
The Drive Club?
Yeah.
Of hashtag?
Yeah, I almost brought it.
Oh, okay.
I meant to bring it. Sorry.
You should be.
wouldn't work anyway.
Oh.
Actually,
I just want
it
to see.
would
I
work.
want to see the rain and shit. That's all.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's very pretty.
Yeah, weather patch is nice. Yep. Huge disappointment for me. Dark Souls 2. It felt like they tried to change too much of what worked in Dark Souls 1, and they made certain moves that, it's in Dark Souls. It's really fun to get a backstab on things, and they changed it and made it not nearly as fun to do that. They basically took all the stuff that was fun and made it way less fun, and added a lot
sounds
of
terrible.
Yeah, just added a lot of.
Strange creative meeting.
It really is.
They said fun circled on a whiteboard and then just a line through it. No.
It kind of feels like they took the whole, because the whole it's really hard and it's where you die all the time. Like, that's not the thing that appeals to me about that game, but everyone seems to think it does, and it almost seems like the team that put this game together took that to heart. Like, yeah, people want it to be super hard, you want to die all the time, and yeah, guess what? Now you can't repair your weapons, and they're going to break if you don't get to a bonfire soon enough. And when you hit the bonfire, it's going to renew all the enemies there, and just like a bunch of. It just seems like a lot of decisions to make it harder without making it better. And I couldn't get into it. I'm still going to give it a shot, but that's
Not before playing Dark Souls 1 again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Well, yeah, when I had the choice, I was like, you know what? I'm probably just going to play more Dark Souls 1.
All right.
And that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, well tread ground, but all big fall releases being broken.
Yep.
Yep.
Fall is gamer Christmas.
Which is dumb. They
And
really
you-
need to get away from that.
Really do. Space out your broken games, please.
Yeah.
Well-
Not all at
Well,
once.
you know what? Space out your financial year.
I know. It's never. I'm sure some economist dickhead could explain it to me why all the big games have to come out at the same time. But fuck that. Movies have started to realize that you don't all release Memorial Day and through the 4th of July. They're like, hey, we can release a blockbuster in March, and guess what? A bunch of people will leave their houses
Yeah.
and come see it. So
I'm surprised there's not giant releases in January and February for movies and games because, I mean, it's cold in like 75% of the country and you're inside a lot.
Yeah,
You know?
I know.
Like, it's March. Mom, go get me that game, please. I can't go anywhere else.
Mom,
Yeah.
give me that game.
But yeah.
Speaking of something you shouldn't get,
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I ever actually reviewed this on here. Did I? The PlayStation
No,
TV.
you didn't.
Yeah, you
talk
talked to
about
us
it.
about it.
It was so sad that I didn't even talk about it on here.
Oh,
What? That is my biggest disappointment. That is just a piece of shit. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. That thing is a piece of shit.
all right.
And it should have been like a
That's a home run.
PS4
It's easy.
streaming device that can play all your Vita games.
Yep.
That you hook up to a TV in a second room.
Yep.
But why is it not that?
Well, not every Vita game works on it. In fact, a vast majority of them do not.
Well, that's
I can
stupid.
understand things like Frobisher says not working on there because that requires touch controls and cameras and all kinds of things that this little box doesn't have. But when Uncharted doesn't work on it because there were some touch controls that you could also use the joysticks for that they couldn't just figure out like
Tracing your path on the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, auto play game for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like, I'm going to finally finish that Uncharted game because I don't have to sit there with a Vita. This is a game that isn't a Vita game, shouldn't have been a Vita game in the first place. And then, I fired up my PlayStation TV and I was like, this game will not work. Thanks. And
That does suck.
and the streaming is just terrible too. Hardwired even. Hardwired on a gigabit connection, it was choppy as shit trying to play a PS4
Wow.
on the
How
same
does-
network.
And how
I
does
don't
that
know.
work on my Vita
I don't know.
over wireless? That's not even 5 gigahertz.
I don't know. This thing played Spelunky better on it than it did playing off the PS4, and that's not a complex game. Much less like trying to play, Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to fire up, Assassin's Creed 4. I was like, show me how choppy the waves are, because that's a good, both metaphorical and punny thing to say. But I was just like, it wasn't even worth it. I was like, if you can't even do this little game, you can't obviously do real games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously.
Can't even play a baby game.
Yeah. So it's a piece of shit.
Sorry.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now I'm disappointed.
Well,
I am too. That was going to be my office PS4. Basically, like, hey, I can play all my PS4 stuff in the office now. Nope.
No.
nope.
Not spending money. And it's telling that it's already dropped in price
Yeah.
twice, I believe.
Has it? I don't know.
Yeah, Amazon, it was
free
down
now?
to like $60 at one point.
Okay.
I think it went back up to 70, but
They're
still.
just going to start throwing them in with network cables here pretty soon. Yeah, PlayStation TV. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
HDMI cable here.
Yeah,
Have it-
well, it's
have it-
frustration-free packing. Frustration begins once you unpack
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of frustrating,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about it on the last show, so I'm not going to say much about it. But The Evil Within, man, next gen survival horror from Resident Evil guy, fuck yes, bring that on. And then, no thank you, take it back. I don't want your game. Just gross for the sake of gross and doesn't make any sense and it's clunky and stupid.
All right.
So that was a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me.
Uh-huh.
We've tread this ground before, but Pinball Arcade continues to just... What are they doing?
I don't know what are they doing. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, they
that
put
is
out the
question.
Xbox One version. They fucked up all the achievements. They're like, you can only download some of it. Their releases for like which tables come out on which systems and when is
It's weird.
completely. It feels completely random.
Yeah.
At this point.
Basically, if you're on iOS, Android, or Kindle, you're pretty much good to go.
PC's
Yeah.
been pretty good too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Steam's been
Well,
good.
and the only good thing that they've had is the Vita and PS3 cross buy has worked flawlessly throughout. Even though sometimes you have to figure out, like, you have to go and re-download the game. Re-download a certain title, but you have to boot it yourself out of the game into the store, and then it has to restart the game, and then
Yeah.
you have to. It's
I've given up and
It's-
gone Steam. It seems to be just all
Yeah.
around the best thing. I mean,
Though I will say it's disappointing as well. Season Pass used to get you 20 tables. Now it only
10.
gets you 10.
Yeah.
Same price.
Yeah.
10 of
That's a
it's
bad
20.
trend.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So that's, that's
Yep.
Steam seems to be the place to do it. I think I agree with you there, but even so,
Well, I mean, the iOS ones are fine. I just don't want to play with that control scheme as my primary way of playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're mostly okay on
I-
iPad.
I can't play them like on phone or iPad. It's just,
Yeah.
to me, having to the control through the touch just isn't as responsive as it needs to be.
yeah,
Oh, I agree with that.
they look good on it.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
And then BJ.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Come on, man.
Disappointment of the year.
Is he?
I don't know. He's the Doty.
Oh man!
Aw.
Got to
Doty.
change his little thing on the live stream now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy needs to play more games.
Yeah, she would.
And be
Less
here.
Netflix, more games.
Right.
Come on. Make it happen.
Sounds like a protest.
All right. Let's bring it back up.
All right.
Yeah.
Best soundtrack / sound design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I highly nominate Far Cry 4 in this category.
I'm with you.
Just everything. I mean, it gets the total package. I mean, sound. Far Cry's weird because like there's not really a lot of soundtrack per se. You know, it's not a game that just beats you over the head with music. I mean, you jump in a vehicle and you'll get some, radio type chatter kind of
Yeah.
things that are not controllable. It's just they're on in the cars. Deal with it in this world. But like its musical cues will hit at a suitably epic moment in the game.
Yep.
And they've always just kind of come out of nowhere, and they're always fun because it's not hitting you in the head with music all the time. And this is a really stupid thing to bring up, but like something I recently heard on the radio was David Byrne of the Talking Heads talking about music, and he was saying that like even as a musician, he sits down to listen to music when he's going to give it its full attention. It's never background noise for him, and he hates going in a restaurant and hearing music on in the background because to him, music should be something that has your entire focus,
Right.
and otherwise it's just this audio background noise that's just adding a layer of insanity to the world. And that's I think what's interesting about Far Cry and why it does it so well is like the fact that the songs only hit in those moments. It's like fuck yeah, song. This is now big thing is supposed to happen. So it I don't know, it means a lot to me, and I like when the song choices when they come on and when they happen.
Well,
Yeah.
and the sound design too
Yes.
is. I mean, it's easy to have animals have unique sounds.
Sure.
But you know what? It's an amazingly good cue for when you're about to snipe a guy and you hear a growl right next to you and you know what type of animal that is.
Yep. Yeah.
Or you hear like tick, 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 tick,
Oh,
and you know
shit,
it's a fucking honey badger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or there's a guy in the background going, cover your head, eagle. And you know that you're about to hear that and an eagle is going to rip your face off.
Yeah.
But
And I like too how when you're driving and you're in an area that you've liberated a tower and you drive into an area that you haven't, and the radio sort of bleeds over to the propaganda channel as you're hitting the area that's not liberated yet. I think that's just a nice touch. Because
in a game full of nice touches.
yeah, because nobody has any idea what it's like to lose a radio station anymore. So nice throwback.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, Alien Isolation. For all our complaints about that game, man, the sound is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They get that.
And all those old analog seeming computer things, making their punches and clicks and
I still say the sound of the great opening is the scariest thing ever.
yep.
Like 9 times out of 10, it's me walking too close to it. But man, I hear that thing open, I'm just like, ha! Something at the great.
Yeah, that's one of the few games that I prefer to play with headphones on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's that good.
Do you guys play do you even have the camera? Do you either of you have a camera? PS4?
No.
Camera?
No.
I was wondering if you
Play where
played
they make the sound
yeah.
mode.
If you make noises in your room or
Oh, yeah,
too much light or whatever.
It still asks you if you want to turn that on or off when you start the game up.
I'm just curious. Like, I mean, that seemed like super appealing to me. Of like,
I have dogs, so no,
Yeah.
that is the least appealing thing to me.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking too much noise,
All right.
just a random noise, and all of a sudden the game is just going to make me
Yeah,
jump out of
there's
something.
enough ways to die in that piece of shit.
sure, fine.
So.
But
yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
nice idea.
It is a nice idea, yes.
I mean, like, combined with the head tracking thing that you could probably do.
And there was another game where they had sound and you could use it to distract guys. I want to say it was Manhunt. Back on PS2.
Well, there was a recent game that you could call out. Dead Rising 3.
That's right.
You can call out and make a distraction. You can distract zombies. You can say, "Hey, zombie head," and then they go, "Huh?" And they wander over.
Yeah. I mean, that sort of thing has been in a few games, but
Sure.
to me, it's
not as good as the NBA thing, where if you curse, you get a technical foul.
Like, for real?
Yes.
That's in the
Yeah.
I'm always quiet when I play the game.
Yeah, no. Shout out to F-bomb next time. Watch you get a foul.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty sweet.
keep that in mind.
Be right back. Gotta go play NBA.
Yep.
Oh, there's so many videos of just fucking asshole kids just yelling at the game. Then all of a sudden they get a foul and they're just yelling even more. Just like, fuck this game.
Can you get a
tossed.
technical on top of the technical?
I don't know.
That'd be great.
Man, that would be awesome.
Those videos usually degrade into chaos, so it's hard to tell.
Soundtrack. Forza Horizon 2.
Yep. Everything
Again.
about that soundtrack's.
Again, they nailed it.
Yep.
And then you get to a certain point and you unlock like the classical.
I just play that one so much.
Yep.
As soon as they were like, "Oh, there's the classical music. Here I am."
Yeah.
I'm never leaving.
Yep.
All those channels are great.
Except for when I need the wub wub, because every once in a while you need some wub wub.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as much dubstep
Yeah.
in this one. Dubstep's kind of run its course, I guess, so it's more
It's such a shame.
more EDM stuff, but
It's
still.
all still pretty good.
Yeah, it all makes you want to drive fast.
Yes.
Which, you know what? When you have a racing game, play music I want to drive fast.
Exactly.
Talking to you, Forza 5.
Aw.
Dumb shits.
It's probably some of the same dumb shits, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Still.
I put Diablo 3, but specifically the queue for a revenge monster coming to visit. Somebody that's killed one of your friends, and then you get the chance to murder them, which is a new feature in the new Ultimate Evil edition. It's one of those musical cues where when you hear it, you're like running around almost in circles, like, where is it? Where is it? Where's the spot? Because it's like getting louder, getting softer. It's like, and you have a limited amount of time to go find the spot that will teleport them in. And
Gotcha.
but you hear that music, it's like, stop everything, and I don't know. It's a great cue. You don't know Jack. Or, I mean, really, it's the whole entire Jackbox party pack, but I think You Don't Know Jack in particular is where they kind of expended most of their energy. Musical cues and everything in that are, I mean, they've always been good. I feel like it's strange, it feels like they went a step further even than the last one, which was a complete standalone game.
Yeah.
I mean, it just feels like they went all out on this new one.
Yeah, the audio production for those games has always been very solid. This one, I mean, the fact that they are trying to convey this illusion that it's a studio show and there are all these people working as you're playing the game, it's just incredibly well done every time. And for most people, they're probably not paying any attention to it, but I mean, it really helps emphasize a lot of the jokes.
Yep.
It's really done well.
Yeah, I mean, just the songs that they've come up with is commercials. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Jesus.
all so good, and the commercials sound like they're on a monitor inside the studio. So it's like, you still hear the people running around and coughing and barking out orders to somebody, but then like this funeral home jaunty song is on in the background. Sort
Yes.
of. It's all so well done. Next.
Yep. And last one. Shovel Knight. Designed to look like an NES game,
Shocker.
sounds like an NES game. And not in like the, pixel art roguelike bullshit way that half of Steam is. Like, this actually looks like an NES game and sounds like an NES game. Thoroughly. Like every sound effect, every bit of music is, you may as well be playing Mega Man or whatever. And it's really good. And the sound design for it is really good. And I appreciate they committed to that aesthetic in every aspect of that game. But the sound, like, when you're on the main menu and it looks like an NES main menu and it makes that chung, chung, chung when you're doing select between everything.
Nice.
It's really good. But, yeah, the soundtrack is, it's chiptune stuff, but it's catchy chiptune stuff. And it's stuff that doesn't sound like it wouldn't work on an NES. Like it's one of the few that feels like it captures that. Whereas so many of these other things just feel like, well, we're kind of trying to get it to seem like it's that. But
It's something way complicated that they've sort of filtered down to sound like an NES, but the
Yeah.
NES couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, that game, the aesthetic of that game, the only thing that really gives it away is that the color palette is way more
Oh.
than a normal NES game was, but they use the same resolution and blockiness, and they don't have like the flashing. Like that would be about the only thing they could do that would make it look more like an NES game.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds really good in that.
All right. That soundtrack and sound design. I don't know. And we haven't done that between any of the other ones. Sorry.
Thanks,
oh yeah,
buddy.
we didn't do the epic echoing thing.
Right.
That's all right.
Yeah. Oh well. This is a more low key show this year.
Yeah.
It's a eulogy for 2014.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pouring one out.
It's for 2000 and Thor. Because it's low key.
I get it. I get it. All right. This is a good one here. Best section of a game.
Yeah.
I like this category.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Because you can really highlight something in a game that stands out when maybe some of the rest of the game wasn't as good,
Mm-hmm.
but someone got inspired to do some really good work.
Yeah. The first one that came to mind for me is going to Canada in South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I was laughing thinking about the first reveal of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game like that allows them to do so many video gamey things and to acknowledge so many video gamey things.
Yep.
And certain ones they acknowledge in different ways. And this one, it's never mentioned
No.
any of it.
No, it's not.
That everything in the game suddenly looks completely different.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things too. Like, I almost don't even want to give it away. I mean, even though you could probably figure it out thinking about it, but like it was one of the things. Like when I first went into that area, I was just like, "Holy shit! You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, I didn't know it was coming.
And that they commit to it. That you're in that section for a couple hours,
Yeah.
and it never breaks any of that.
Yeah. And I mean, it captures the whole like Dragon Warrior type bullshit
Yeah.
of walk up to person will just randomly say a sentence that really has no bearing on anything. It's just a statement about their day. And then you just move on. It's like, well, all right, that was something. So, yeah.
There's a lot of things in this section. It's like I want to go into more detail about why I put them in this list, but also kind of don't want to be spoilery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we make. I mean, even one of the next thing about the same game, it's like
Oh, Jesus.
it's almost spoilery to even say what it is and
Kinda
why we're there. I
You
mean,
might just make a statement and say, if you...
okay,
Yeah. Continuing the South Park
All right.
train.
yeah, we might as well.
Sure.
I mean, another section in that game. How do you paint this picture? Without, fuck it, we're going to be spoilery. So if you haven't played Stick of Truth, you should. And also, this is what happens. There is a section where you're dealing with the Underpants Gnomes, from the early days of South Park.
Yeah.
And they basically give you the power to miniaturize. So you're running around at this. It's basically like the old Tom and Jerry thing. Like now you can fit through the mouse hole and go through all the cracks in the part of the building that you normally wouldn't.
Yep.
So you're running around your own house where your parents think you're out. And so they decide to get a little intimate, but you're miniaturized and kind of being forced to watch the entire thing.
Not just watch.
Well, no, I was going to say, at first you're like...
There is an achievement for standing there on the dresser and watching it for a certain amount of time.
Sure,
Yeah.
there is. Of course, there is. And so, yeah, like first you're like kind of like casually like, oh, we're in the room and I shouldn't be seeing this. And then eventually it's like, no, the quest is going to take us onto the bed.
Yep.
Where parts of your parents basically become enemies and things that must be dodged.
Yes.
Yeah.
It enters literally one of the battle scenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of the special attacks is your father's ball coming at you that you have to do a quick time event to avoid.
Oh, these are all
Or
the
you
things.
take extensive damage.
These are all the things that I've been wanting to talk about this game.
The fact that one of
we
the
first talked
Underpants
about
Gnomes always shouts, balls! when they're coming at you.
Yeah.
I say this every time I'm doing anything with South Park, but it's like I always think they've hit the limit of what will just be like, holy cow, I cannot believe they've gone that far. And then this is just like, well, that's it, game over. I will never see anything more hilariously offensive than what I'm looking at right now. I can't believe this is in a video game.
I don't know. There's another section that might be more offensive.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, And it's also funny how this game was on no radar of any. There was no outrage over anything in this
Yeah,
game.
South Park.
I know. It's so weird how that show has now gotten a pass of just like, well, it's South Park, and it could just do the most most
I think as
offensively
everyone knows,
thing.
like no matter what you do, they're
Yeah.
always keep putting out South Park.
Yeah, I know.
Like you can't change it.
No.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, why haven't they hit that point with Grand Theft Auto? Every time one comes out, they're like, prostitutes and shooting people and
I
stuff.
don't
It's
know.
like, are you fucking kidding me? Seriously, still? Like,
Yeah, I don't know why that keeps coming up.
Because it's not out as often.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Man,
enough time for people to forget.
I just, some parents were just like, yeah, here's the new South Park game. Oh
my God.
Little kid.
Yeah.
And then I see him get into this
Balls.
section,
That
just like
poor little
balls.
kid. Yep.
Yeah. Only one other thing I want to add to the South Park discussion, which I forgot to put on here, but summoning Jimmy in a battle.
Yes. All the summons are really great, but
Jimmy's is like the king of them all.
I got to go with Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is pretty good, but I can't think of one that I laughed harder at than when I did Jimmy's special attack and he summoned the brown note.
yeah, yes.
That's pretty good too. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jesus continually made me laugh.
Yeah. That game should not have been as amazing as it was. Like,
Yeah.
it really just caught me by surprise.
That's one of the few that benefited from THQ going under.
Yeah.
Because that gave them more time.
Yep.
Because it's Obsidian, who does not have a good track record of finishing their games.
Yeah, those
before
games are
release.
usually broken.
or whatever it is of having a horrible QA, just atrocious QA there. And
Yeah.
that game ran great. Everything came out fine.
Yep. Pretty great.
Yep.
Speaking of great,
Yeah, we got a few from the next game. Far Cry 4's intro. Just damn. Everything
good.
about that first 10 minutes of that game, when you don't even have control of anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. It's one of the few times where you sit me down with a cutscene and you're like, and make me just hang around. I didn't care because I was like, this is all so fucking good.
yep.
It's bizarre. It's good. I still think Far Cry 3's intro hit harder.
Oh, absolutely, it did.
I mean, intro.
Oh, it's more intense.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
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 I mean, but it is a fantastic way to introduce you to the world and what's
Yeah,
what's
it
going
sets
on.
the tone. Yeah, because let's fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that intro is really just like, yep, let's play video game time now. This is, I wish it loaded up every time you loaded up a save. Just show me like the last 30 seconds of that.
Yeah. And it shows how good the writing is throughout that game.
Yes.
Because, you get out of that, and then if you go downstairs and listen to the guy interrogating somebody downstairs, his whole speech is just... I just sat there and listened to that because I'm like, this is so good. Like, all of this is so good.
There's a lot of really surprising things to listen to in that game. To people's pleas and cries for help and stuff that are really like well thought out.
Yeah.
And more than just two sentences on a loop repeating over and over. It's
Right.
really well done.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of an end game thing.
Yeah, pretty close to the end. There's the taking of pagan men's fortress. It really comes down to the soundtrack more than anything. I mean, it's
That music was pretty good.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to. I'm not going to spoil what music it is.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet.
I'm just saying, the
please.
thing is, like,
I haven't gotten to the end of that game.
all right. The truth of the matter is like probably 90% of people won't have a clue what that music is or where it's from or anything like that. So
I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to try to go on and fully explain it, but
Okay.
but I knew the music.
Okay.
Going in, and like as soon as it kicked in, I was like, "Holy fucking shit, yes!" So I was excited about that, and then a lot of times in this game, you go with the strategy of stealth, and this is one of the first times it's like, no, fuck it, balls out, go crazy,
Yeah.
like blow shit up,
Yep.
and it's just a good time with that music blaring.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to point out the Shangri-La levels.
That's funny because I dreaded having to do those every time.
I didn't mind them
They're
because
pretty. Don't get me wrong.
they're really interesting to look at. I think like within them, whatever this little world is they've created is fascinating. Coming up with those kind of concepts.
yeah, yes.
Just like the bell and the things and the spinning things, and you've got a tiger that you can go send to kill guys, and I think they come along at a point where it's like, I'm kind of tired of doing stuff in Far Cry 4. Shangri-La mission, that's totally different, and it looks different,
Or the
and it sounds
Himalayan
different.
missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think those in particular for me stood out because they were so aesthetically different and sounded different and were just. It seemed like someone. It kind of not as great as Blood Dragon, but it was almost like someone was like, "Hey, what if we did this?" And don't explain it, and just these things are going to happen.
I think my biggest complaint about that is like you're looking around and trying to explore the world, and all of the dialogue is in the language with subtitles, and it's like I kind of can't read this and look around at the same time.
Yeah,
I just thought that. I mean, based on the fact that like everything else in this game is, an accented version of English, like why? You're taken to this new land and you really want to look around.
Yeah.
Do you suddenly go with subtitles?
Yeah.
Like I kind of get it stylistically, but it's I also want to look, not have to read.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
Reading.
Yeah.
For me, Alien Isolation Mission 5 was about the only mission where I was like, "This is the game I want."
Mm-hmm.
And you had problems with it, Chuck.
Yes.
I seem to make. I got through it without. I got the achievement for trophy or whatever for making it through that mission without getting killed.
Okay. Yeah. No, that was the one I was
because that
pissed
seemed
off
like the
about.
one where the alien's behavior was rational. If it was going one way, it wasn't just like, okay, I'm going this way. Oh, now I'm in an event and I'm all the way on the other side of the level. There was none of that.
Right.
It felt like, okay, all right, oh God, he's coming down the hallway. I better get in a locker now. And and there were specific goals to, specific checkpoints along the way where like, okay, you need to do this and then this and then this. And, and you were still interacting with people and it wasn't like, all right, oh God, you're here, kill him.
Right.
There wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
And to me, that mission was like, everything came together in the way that game was supposed to for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Mission 6 and was like, fuck this game forever.
Yeah.
But that's the one where it felt like the promise of that game was realized for me. And I wanted more missions like that, and that wasn't happening. So,
yeah.
And the last one, which was just one of those like totally caught me off guard things. But
Oh yeah, I think this,
when
this hit all of us.
I came over before one of our podcasts, and BJ and Harlow were playing the Jackbox Party Pack. I don't even remember which game, but they're just like, all right, get your phone out, go to a website, type in this code, and create a name for yourself, and you're in our game.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Yep.
Like within 30 seconds, I was joining the game with them. Didn't need a controller. All I needed was my freaking phone. I could have done it with a laptop, with a tablet, whatever.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yep.
Like everything, like realizing that everyone in the room can play Jackbox Party Pack, no matter what.
I don't know about laptop. I think it has to be a touchscreen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if you have a touchscreen laptop, maybe, but I don't know.
Okay. But either way, like you're just going to a website, putting
Yeah.
in a code, and hey, you're in the game.
Yeah.
And it works within seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if these are just isolated cases, but it might be a trend as well because I know like the new SingStar game, it uses your phone as the microphone, which is fucking genius.
Well, it's genius in that you have the controller, but I'm sure it sounds like ass.
Yeah. That's
Well, maybe, but the app is processing if
Okay.
you're hitting the notes right or not.
yeah,
so.
because for us, the fun of SingStar was making stupid videos,
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
warping our voices and
Yeah.
our stupid vocals.
Yeah.
But that's still like that's a cool idea
Mm-hmm.
to be able to integrate that stuff, and that's like kind of what Smart Glass should have been, but it's not.
Yeah, I think they've abandoned Smart Glass also.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happened too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like the idea. I mean, there's always been weird little ideas. I mean, this one works and it's convenient, but I like that weird idea of the best example I ever heard was the Pac-Man game, where
Yes.
like the ghosts see something different, or they don't see the whole screen. They only see
Right.
like 5 feet in front of them, and they're trying to find Pac-Man.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. There's something on the Wii U party thing, or whatever the hell it's called. Wii Party U.
Yeah, where like one person sees on the screen something
Right.
different than what everyone sees on the
Yeah.
on the TV. Yeah. It's basically a rip off of that Pac-Man.
Yeah, it is. Same idea.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, moving on.
All right.
Best character.
Yes.
Characters we like. Characters we think are awesome.
Yes.
best.
First thing that popped in my head was Herc from Far Cry 4.
Herc.
I love Herc. The best thing
great.
about best thing
Kirk
about,
is such a gleeful idiot.
the best thing about Herc is that you get to be Herc when you play multiplayer.
Is that so? That's I was Herc when we did our
Yes.
little. Okay.
The other person that gets to be Herc, I believe.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, like was I Herc on when you were playing, or
No.
no? I was somebody.
I
else?
joined your game, so
Yeah.
you were you.
Oh, okay.
You were Ajay.
Oh,
Ajay.
Ajay.
But yeah, so you were Herc.
Yes. Okay.
I
Herc's great.
I can't explain it any more than that. Like his final speech, like when you wrap up his little side missions, is one of my favorite things this year. Maybe I'm the only one
just
that got
when
there.
they introduce him and he's like, "Man, we're going to take down the Golden Path. We're going to do this." And he's like, "We're the Golden Path."
Yeah.
He's like,
Are you?
"Well, no wonder they've all been giving me dirty looks
Yeah.
all day."
I don't speak their language.
Are you sure about that?
All right, so let me ask you: when you start up Far Cry 4, are you starting it campaign online or campaign offline?
I do campaign online.
I've done both.
Okay, because I never had another Herc mission.
Oh, are you sure he's not on the map somewhere?
Positive.
Okay. I don't know.
I had that first one and then never saw him again.
There should be a bunch more Herc missions.
Shit. Maybe I did a story beat where it passed him. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I only saw him that one time.
Because if we're being a little spoilery, he kind of gives you a mission that's basically speed. And he actually comments on it. It's like, isn't this like that movie? He's like, yeah, but no.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Yeah, but no. Okay.
Yeah, I might as well stick with the Far Cry 4 thing. Pagan Men.
Oh, God. Yes.
Hey, Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker, but not doing his Troy Baker voice, which for me is totally refreshing that he's doing an accent. And he's good at it. It's very good. And the character's just fun. I mean, fun in an evil way. I mean, he's a great villain.
Yeah, I mean, you can add it to best moments is the one time where he just calls you on the radio. He's like, Ajay? Ajay? And, and you're like, yeah. And he's like, I just wanted to check, make sure you're still listening.
Yeah. Oh, man. There are some epic moments of him just calling you and going off on strings of nonsense and then just... I don't even want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just every time he calls you on the radio is just delightful. In the worst possible way. I mean, yeah, obviously he's a terrible person, but whatever. Pretty good character.
Yeah, and I do like that there's no ambiguity about anything. Like, it's not like, oh, maybe his side has a point. It's like, no, trust me.
Yeah, no. Terrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Call of Duty. Call of Duty Kevin Spacey.
All right.
Yeah.
He's great. I don't know what his real name is, but it's fucking Kevin Spacey in a video game, and he's doing Kevin Spacey things.
Yeah,
and he looks at the camera.
Uncanny Valley Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank Underwood. No. I don't know. Whatever his name is on that. Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Advanced Kevin Spacey.
Uh-huh.
So he's Kevin Spacey, like, not just cashing a check? Kevin
No,
Spacey,
he's performing.
Yeah.
Like, he's giving as much of a shit in this as he is anything else.
Yeah.
Man, we
He
need
is
Kevin
Fred
Spacey
Claus's
back.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Yeah. He's committed, and it's great.
Because that's the thing. That guy used to be so good, and then for a long time, he was just kind of like, eh.
Well, he did a lot of
And now
sad
he's-
sack kind of like loser movies.
Yeah.
And now that
It's
he's
glad
Frank
to have
fucking
him-
Underwood, it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
We don't
He has-
want you at the beginning of American Beauty. We want you at the end.
Not the very end.
Okay.
Right before the end.
Shh. Spoilers.
Sorry.
All right, then.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey for
Spoilers
American
to the
Beauty.
first line of the
Best
movie,
character.
I believe.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So if you started the movie, fuck you. There's your spoiler.
Yeah. Been spoiled by
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah. But no,
He gets Sunset Boulevard right from the very beginning.
he's really good.
Yep.
And you're Troy Baker in that game.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you are that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You confused me for a second.
You're Troy Baker
much-
in every game.
too
I
much
know.
Troy Baker.
I know,
I'm
but
confused.
finally Kevin Spacey showed up to teach Troy Baker a thing or two.
Yeah. I'm
Here's
sure.
how you do stuff,
Yeah.
Troy.
Anyway.
Right.
Next one. Butters.
Butters. Yeah, I just love Butters. And he was in 2 games this year, so great.
Yep. And he's one of the best players to have on your team.
Yes. Always have Butters with you.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he takes all the damage
Mm-hmm.
and can heal.
Yes.
But yeah, Butters is great.
Yeah. You just never go wrong with Butters. Butters.
Everything only gets Butters down for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
then
Nothing,
he's over
nothing
it.
gets to that.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
He's got spunk.
Yeah.
It's got moxie.
Yeah.
You know who has gumption? That's Old Man from You Don't Know Jack 2015.
Yeah.
I haven't played the whole game, but what I've played, whenever he shows up, is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
If you've ever played You Don't Know Jack, you know Cookie Masterson is your host, and he has kind of side characters, like, Billy O'Brien, the dummy, is back. But yeah, there'll be foggy memories with Old Man. and this guy just comes on and is like, we used to play this game, and there were some things.
Yeah. It's the most random, vague bullshit about
like,
some British game.
What was that called?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his little song and everything is just, it's delightful.
Yeah.
I love old man.
He's a really good character.
I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Carver from The Walking Dead Season 2 as voiced by Michael Madsen,
What?
which is the most Michael Madsen has given a shit about performing in a long time.
Wow.
I mean, I know he's done a bunch of video game voices and he's in every direct-to-video movie that comes out. But he's not in. He's only in a couple of the episodes. But man, when he shows up, he's really good in it. Like,
I really need to play that.
yeah, not as good as Season 1.
Yeah.
Still a pretty good video game.
Okay.
And you get 2 episodes of Michael Madsen.
I'll take it.
Just growly and menacing and just,
Oh, of course. He's Michael Madsen. What else do you want?
yeah, just drank a bunch of gravel and talked into a microphone.
And then gargle gravel.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Rar.
Yep.
Good
That's
call.
my Michael Madsen impression.
All right.
All right. Do we want to take a break?
Well, we got one more
Before we-
category before we get into or do we want to save that?
We'll save it.
Okay.
We'll save it. Because that way that can get us into all the rest of it.
All right.
Well, then let's take a quick break.
Let's.
Okay.
I need another Mountain Dew.
I do. I need beverage. My throat is getting all scratchy.
Oh, you're Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
This water ain't cutting it. I need some caffeine. I'm also going to have...
This cookie puss is making me scratch.
Hey, why is this locked? Nope.
Spencer. They make a thing where it turns into a dispenser.
Spencer for hire? What? Open your Mountain Dew. You're a son of a bitch. No, take this one. Good. Boy, that was all on the internet, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
So, have you taken a look at the email address? Is it working or not? You didn't get any notes on it, so I'm not sure. Okay, I never saw that.
How's it going in the chat?
Oh, you know. Probably not too many people here. Is there still sport ball happening? Is that still?
Yeah, there's a lot of sport ball.
When's big sport ball?
It's a few more weeks. First week of February.
No, the college one.
Oh, next weekend.
Next weekend, whatever.
Yeah,
Something bowl.
Super Bowl.
Huh?
The Super College Bowl.
Super college bowl.
Next Monday?
I don't know.
It's not this week.
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Like people were sports
No, I think they give an extra week to build up.
Oh. Let those kids maybe go to a class. Start their new term. No, that's not a Mountain Dew. Oh, you're too late.
I know. It's Pepsi.
The choice of the new generation.
Yeah. Choice of my old generation.
Oh yeah, we're old.
Ooh.
20 or something.
What?
So I thought we were in like our 20s or something, but turned
Yeah,
out we're
but
all
then look at us. We're so old.
so very old.
Yep. That's how it goes,
In
man.
my day, we didn't have video games.
Yeah, old man.
Yeah. They really didn't have video games
No, sure didn't.
in your day. Old man.
No, actually, they did. Through all my days.
And your nights.
Mm-hmm.
Nights. I gotta tell you, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really good being able to play video games.
Sweet.
Video games are fun.
And, like, not get shit from the wife about it because
Yeah.
we got something to do.
yeah.
Well, not.
Welcome to the future.
Yeah.
Mad Machine.
Did someone
the
delete that?
future.
I could have sworn I added that to the soundtrack part.
I didn't delete it.
I didn't take it off.
It must have been because I was trying to do it on my phone, and like trying to use Google Drive on your phone is an exercise in.
Well, we'll come back and do an addendum.
No, just move on.
But
No,
But
I'll have to edit it in there.
man,
and it'll be all
machine,
weird.
the future.
right.
Welcome to the future.
You don't
Man,
want to try
machine,
to
the
insert that
future.
in there.
I love that. On have you listened to that part of the Bamcast deliberations yet, or the Bombcast?
Oh, where it comes up and it's like, oh, that fucking song.
Yeah, they do the same thing where they start playing it in the studio. Come on, guys, listen to this. This is
Yeah.
great, isn't it?
I did appreciate like Dan Reichert trying to convince them that Donkey Kong Jungle Freeze was a was a good soundtrack, and Jeff just like you could tell Jeff was just like, "Fuck you, Dan
Yeah.
Reichert," because he just kept playing them. And he's
the
like,
worst
"Well,
tracks.
that shit,
Yeah.
that shit too. Wow, that's
Yeah.
shittier shit." And eventually he's like, "Well, maybe out of context these aren't as good."
Maybe.
And Patrick's just like, "Man, you've convinced me the soundtrack sucks. Like I was wrong." And then he went to Kotaku.
Yeah.
Which is wrong.
Meh.
Yeah, good luck with him. Good luck to him.
Yeah. Good luck with him.
Writing posts about movies and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how Kotaku do. Ain't it?
Kotaku.
Yeah.
see what I did?
Dukaku.
No.
Bukaki.
Yeah, cock-a-doodle do, am I right?
Let's hit this. Let's hit this thing again. Let's do this.
Let's hit this like a bong. All right, welcome back. Second half.
Hey.
Fodies continue.
Still a motherfucking Fody Fod podcast.
Yeah.
Funny fun
Fody Fod Fad.
Funny
Fod
pod.
Fad
Podcast.
I'm not BJ.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't say it.
I got a quick addendum
Oh, okay.
to the first half.
An editorial, perhaps?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Something I thought I had added to the soundtrack/sound design list, but did not show up. Trials Fusion theme song. Welcome to the future.
Sure, yeah.
Man, machine, the future. Welcome to the future.
I'm going to insert
Man,
the
machine,
song
the
right
future.
there. Yeah.
But no, actually, like if you're going to have a looping theme song on your menu screen that you hit every single possible point in the game, don't give it lyrics ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Those lyrics are great. They rhyme future with future.
I know. But
And then life is a hurricane? I don't know what.
yeah, something like that. But it will drive you insane, especially if you just pause the game and then go to make a sandwich or something, and then come
I had a
back
great
5
time.
minutes later.
I love that song.
Well, the best is when the what the hell they call that, the resume
Yeah.
game.
Oh, yeah.
works, and you just fire up your Xbox and walk away, and then it's already playing the
Yeah.
music in the little tiny window.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I hate when I leave Pinball FX on because that terrible menu music is always just blasting.
Not as bad as Pinball Arcades.
Yeah, I know. But yes, congratulations, Trials Fusion, for sneaking in there.
Yeah. For making a song that kind of sounds like Pendulum, but it isn't. It's
Yeah.
just some random dude in their studio made a song.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
good job, guy.
And hey,
Welcome to the future.
a Ubisoft game that works and doesn't have a bunch of shit on a mini map. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah.
So, all right. With that said, next up is 2014 game we want to play in 2015. The reason this is here is because this says, hey, if we didn't talk about this game in our FODs and you're like, man, why didn't you guys talk about that? It's because we probably didn't play it.
Yeah.
So this is the part where we get to say, yeah, we probably didn't play that. Or we will play that, but not yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's first up, Dragon Age Inquisition.
This is probably why I'm mad at Far Cry 4.
Because you didn't play Dragon Age.
Because I have it.
Because there are a few people I know who were like as all in on Dragon Age as you were.
Mhm.
Like you even enjoyed 2,
I did.
which,
Yeah, I like 2. I like Dragon Age 2, everybody.
yeah. Well, from what I've heard, Dragon Age 1 is like the big movie.
Mhm.
Dragon Age 2 is like the weekly TV series.
Yeah, it's the Saturday afternoon UPN, Hercules Xena show kind
and
of thing.
by all
You
accounts,
mean
Dragon
it's
Age...
good? I didn't think it was
Yeah.
good.
Oh, okay.
Well, and by all accounts, Dragon Age Inquisition has combined the best parts of both of those.
I want to play it.
Yeah,
I want to play it in 2015.
I do too, but I guess I kind of have to play the other 2 first. And then go in the keep
Yeah.
and save all my progress
Save all your
through
progress.
the keep and then come into the game. I might just try and load up Dragon Age Inquisition without the keep
You
just
can
to see what it does.
It'll just make you a...
A default
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
And there's probably a default storyline, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably why I was mad at Far Cry 4, because my plan was... if I played Dragon Age, that was going to be the only game I played until the end of the year. So the smart thing to do for the podcast was to play a bunch of the other games. But
Yeah.
then Far Cry turned out to be a 35-hour goddamn video game, and that was the only game I played till the end of the year. So,
Okay.
so Dragon Age, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Here I come.
You got another one you're coming for.
Yeah, I want to play that Shadow of Mordor. All
So
the
you
kids
didn't
are
get to
talking
play
about.
any of it?
I didn't get to play any of it. But I want to.
Yeah.
You guys seem to like it.
Yeah.
I do.
Sounds like a good time.
It will be discussed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. The next one, I guess, is mine. These are all the games I missed by playing Far Cry 4.
Oh, okay. I
'Cause,
was going to say, I'm satisfied with my gaming stuff for the year.
Yeah, because I want to play. I picked up that after watching you play Diablo 3 on the PS4. I was like, that looks kind of neat. Doesn't look too involved, and I can play it with a controller, and I should play that.
It's an arcade game now.
Okay.
Like that's the thing about it. It is a straight up like, hey, here's a gauntlet type arcade game.
That
That's
looked
what the
great.
direct control does for it.
Yep.
And yeah, I want to play more of that in the coming year too.
I will play it with y'all.
Yeah, we need to play our hardcore guys and not die.
I'll play regular with you if you'd like.
Okay, that'd be
yeah,
fun.
Chuck probably should not join the hardcore game.
That's fine. It's just, I think, did we ever figure out if we could? We should make a new hardcore character and see what the rules of dying actually are. Like,
If you die, you die. Like,
well, I know,
it's gone. That's the
but
rules.
no, but I mean, like, can one of us revive the other? No. It's straight like permadeath. Bam.
That's why you want to do that paladin or whatever that
okay.
revives
Well,
itself.
I was curious if
or
you know,
auto gives you that last few minutes to run the hell away.
That's why I was wondering if there was a resurrect with your friend could resurrect you type rule or something.
I don't think so.
Well, we get tested just to find out.
Yeah, but yeah,
Make a character we don't care about.
Yeah.
and one I think Chuck and I both want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, actually, I put that on there too.
You did?
Yeah, just because I mean, eventually I want to play that, and I feel like I need to play more of 4 first. I don't think I got my fill of 4.
Yeah.
My understanding is they've become less and less about that framing story.
Okay.
Like they've just kind of been like, you know what, whatever. Like you're not even a name. Like in 4, you're not even a named character. And the amount of Unity that I played, I never even exited the Animus,
Oh.
so I couldn't tell you
Oh, okay.
what's going on there. But
Yeah,
All right.
Unity's. I mean, despite it being broken, it's the reason that I was like, I really need to play the Assassin's Creed games.
yeah, and I want to play Rogue as well
Yeah.
because that one, by all accounts, is the better story and better playing game.
Well, it's like the direct sequel to 4.
Yeah,
It's basically a copy of 4, but
Mhm.
with new stuff. So if you liked 4,
yeah, that ship stuff was way better than it should have been.
So are we going to get up-res version of that on the?
we probably will.
Yeah, that's kind of I might wait for only
Yeah.
for that reason.
But the weird thing is that Ubisoft seems to not be on this train that everyone else is on. Probably because they release 20 games a year and don't really have the manpower. But I thought for sure Far Cry 3 would come out in like a next-gen version, like maybe at the same time or right before Far Cry 4, just really to whet everyone's appetite.
Right.
Because I was looking forward to that because I never finished on the other ones. So Ubisoft may just be totally against that.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
So,
But those old consoles technically still work.
not to bring us into a bummer thing, but if you're allowed to make an addendum, I want to make an addendum to the good bad trends. Very first category.
Yeah.
I saw something bad when talking about some of these. Forcing users to use a mobile app in order to do something in a game. Unity brought that up into my mind because another one that's guilty is Far Cry 4. Remember how I was complaining about not being able to get level 10 in the arena?
Yeah.
That's because it takes fucking forever unless you use the mobile app.
All right, that makes sense because I was trying it as well and was like, "This is seemingly impossible."
Why is this the first I've heard of this mobile?
Because they do not do shit to advertise it at all. Like,
not even in the game.
Barely.
I didn't know there was one.
Like the only thing I think the only place I saw it is if you go into the arena in Far Cry 4, there's community battles, and if you look on there, those are scenarios created by people using the mobile app. And I was like, oh, so there's a mobile app. What is this? And not only, yes, do you get points, you get just about as many points as it takes to do like a long 5-round thing from creating one scenario for people. And what goes click, 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 there, do that. Here's your 3 rounds. And and then like there's like, kind of like a... It's almost, it's actually straight out of like Assassin's Creed. There'll be these things on the map, and you like send people off to go capture something, and then you get experience points for this. So
I remember doing that.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. And then there's like this weird little sort of isometric arena thing where you have to send out creatures and guys to take down a named guy, and you get a lot of points. Anyway, I hit level 10 using that in like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm gonna do that. Get that trophy.
So.
Hooray. Sweet trove.
But it's still a bad trend. I mean, it's just like, you know, put the game in the game. I mean...
Yeah, and Assassin's Creed Unity doesn't even tell you, like, how you're supposed to be using it. It's just like, you can't open this chest until you do something in the app.
Yeah.
And I booted up the app, and it's like, here's a map. Here's where you are on the map.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, where's everything I'm supposed to be doing? And I don't know if that unlocks later or what, but yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The companion apps I'm fine with. Like Battlefield's companion app, where it's actually easier to load out your guy using the app, is fine. I mean, it still should be easy in the game, but whatever. If the app works in conjunction, great. But requiring it, bad.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they don't, for as much emphasis as they want to put on these apps, they don't really hit you over the head with how to do it. Because like Knack had an app, and it was like a weird match 3 thing, and it was, it's like these games they don't really, I don't know. It's like I wish they would sort of unite them under one. It's like the Smart Glass app would let you got phone calls through Dead Rising 3, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I just wish they would integrate everything through that. So you have one app, and maybe it'll alert you like, hey, you've started this game. It's got app functionality over here.
Oh, no, they can't track user engagement without that, Chuck. Come on.
Wait. Smart Glass, you actually like got your phone rang phone call?
It simulated a phone call. The app was just making a sound, and a screen popped up that made it look like a phone call. You hit a button, and it's extra missions and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It sucked if you're trying to play it at night and you're just like, oh, I swear it's, what are you wearing, for
some State Farm?
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, those are some trends.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to take it negative, but I thought
totally
about
fine,
that.
man.
I wouldn't mind it if they would just integrate and advertise them better.
Sure, yeah. Like I said, it wasn't until I was grinding my ass trying to get Wait a second.
Keep it up, Rihanna.
Really grinds my gears. I was sitting there trying to get those levels, and I got to like level 5, and I was like, this is taking fucking forever. Every time I go up a level, it takes even longer.
Yeah.
And then, it was like I was exploring the community things, which again, if you want to do it strictly in game, go to the community ones. They give you a big boost for doing the community ones. So if you don't want to fuck with the app, you can still do it faster. It's still faster to just go give in.
It's just weird that none of that stuff is spelled out.
I'm glad I have you guys to experience this stuff before me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when we get games on day one is find out all these weird quirks. And
So yes, if you look for, I think it's called Arena Master, isn't in the App Store or Google Play, I'm sure too.
All right.
Okay. So you guys want to get to the meat?
Oh yeah.
Big ones?
Let's meet it up.
Well, not quite yet, because we're doing honorable mentions first.
All right. Okay. So this is the bacon wrapped outside crusty bits.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These are the sides.
Mm-hmm. mac and cheese.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
The little crumbly Long John Silver's bits of fried batter.
So, who'd like to take one first?
Well, you've got less, so I guess you have to skip one. I mean, we've both got 5. You said you've got 3.
I got 3.
Okay.
How are we gonna do this? Just go around and say an honorable
I don't
mention?
think I have an order in these. I didn't try to go.
I just put mine in
Yeah,
alphabetical order.
yeah. Honorable mentions are always just kind of random.
Yeah. Okay. Jackbox Party Pack is in my honorable mentions.
It's a really good game.
It's in mine too.
Okay.
That's the best couch co-op game you can get right now.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it probably could made it in my top 5 if it worked better as a single, or I mean, if it had an online component, like
Yeah.
you could do the same things online, that'd be great. This is not to take away from it, but that's what keeps it out of the top 5. Is it's really not much of a single player game.
It's a party game.
It's
Yes.
a party game. It is strictly a party game.
Yeah.
And that one game sucks in it.
Yeah, the
Word
word
Spud.
spud. Yeah, fuck all that.
Word Spud sucks, but the other ones make up for it.
Yep. Fibbage is amazing. I don't know how I never heard about Fibbage.
Yeah.
I love Fibbage.
Fibbage is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think anyone's going to have this on it, but I had Infamous Second Son.
Oh, I played a little bit
never
of
got
that,
to
but I
play
never
that.
played enough of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I like it. I mean, I've been an Infamous fan all along.
You were there from the start.
Yeah, I mean, you give me superhero open world game. That's why I love Saints Row 4 probably more than I should have. I mean, I'm not to say I've not liked the Saints Row games, but I think I was more forgiving of that one because you give me superpowers in an open world game. Yeah, I'm in.
Yep.
So,
Hell
Infamous,
yeah.
same thing. You know, it's a. I mean, yeah, it's not the best story ever. It's a little generic on that front, but they sure captured Seattle well. I mean, even down to like when I was like going by the Sub Pop Records label, and I was like, "That's
Nice.
fucking cool."
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Me?
Yeah, go for it, Chuck.
Murdered. Sole Suspect.
Oh, man. I've
That's-
forgotten all about this game.
It's a nice little B tier game that bankrupted a studio.
Aw.
I thought
This
you did
is
not
why we
like that
can't-
game at all.
No, I did. I
This is
liked it.
okay.
Yeah.
He didn't like Evil Within.
Yeah. No, this one is, I mean, there's not a lot of game to it. It's a lot of interactive story.
Can I ask you one question?
Absolutely.
Did you play as Cat Man?
Yes. Yes. That game.
Plays a cat.
You play as a cat. You can take over a cat.
We haven't
How
had
is
that,
that
we haven't
not
had that
your
joke in a
floaty?
long time. I'm sorry.
How is that not a phony?
Yeah. No, and that game's super cheap everywhere, so I wish people would pick it up and give it a shot because it's a fun little 10-hour game.
Yeah.
Nice
Cool.
little detective story, solve your own murder.
Cool. All right. One of mine is Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. Like I said, making that an arcade game basically and moving all the controls to, buttons on a keypad and direct control your character makes all the difference for me. Because that Diablo 3 was not a game I was into at all on PC. I just could not be bothered to fuck with it. And I wanted to play this like every day. And it hit at the worst possible time for me, selling a house and moving. But
Yeah.
but no, I mean that game is really awesome. It's great at co-op. It integrates so many awesome things, like with people just gifts, because you'll loot a chest and get a gift, and you can just send it to someone on your friends list.
And the nice
Granted,
thing is
it's randomized.
Yeah, I was going to
but-
say the nice thing is that it can't be used by you. It serves no purpose for you, so it forces people to be kind
Yeah.
in a way. Because
and there's-
everyone just half the people just be like, "Yeah, that's mine,
Yeah.
mine."
Yep, and there's the Nemesis stuff. I mean, there's just every possible improvement they could have made, they made, and it works great if you're playing on a Vita. As far as like doing the streaming,
Yeah.
playing whatever they call it,
Uh,
a remote play.
Okay.
So yeah, and because you can remap basically any of your powers to any of the buttons on your controller after you hit a certain level. I think it's like level 20. They're all unlocked, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then you can remap, so like the crap that uses the touchpad, you can put those on the spells you barely ever use. And yeah, it's a super solid game. It's really good. And it's obviously the best version of that game.
I look forward to playing it in 2015.
We'll need to set up a time we can play with you, Chuck.
Is it me again?
Yeah.
I think I started.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, go.
All right. Another one for me is a SteamWorld Dig. I know that was a free PS Plus game, but it's kind of a little tiny game that came out of nowhere.
I remember
And
you marathon the shit out of that.
I did. I sat and played that in one go. I just really like that little game. I I don't know what it is. I have a strange digging fascination, and I always have. Like, I'm surprised by the fact that I haven't bought.
Just gotta dig.
Yes, I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always like digging was just. I think I was destined to be an archaeologist, and I just didn't want to like do all the hard history and math and stuff.
Like the actual
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, like the boring things.
I'm just digging.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
I just want to go around and dig.
What is it?
Like Super Motherload. I don't know why I haven't bought that. Well, I do because it's $15 freaking for
That would be
a game that was a Flash game. But that just that kind of thing. Love SteamWorld Dig, and I mean, for a steampunky kind of atmosphere, I liked it because it was robots. I mean, it felt better that it wasn't just like
robots.
It wasn't like bad cosplayers. The
Right.
the Euro trash of the cosplay
Or Star
world.
Trek fans.
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Another one of mine, honorable mention, Bayonetta 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm putting it in honorable mentions because I didn't get to play enough of it. I kind of like to keep my Fodies games that I actually played all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have played of it makes me want to play a lot more of it, and I'm looking forward to it. So I liked what I played. Looking forward to playing more. It's really fun. Crazy, crazy Japanese chaos in that game. So,
Now you make me feel bad. I've got one game I haven't quite finished in my top 5.
hey man, it's my
You know what?
private
Your
rules.
private,
Yeah.
okay.
Not
We make our own rules.
show
here.
rules.
All right.
But same kind of thing for me is Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Mhm.
I've played a lot of it. I haven't played enough of it, I think, and I'm not as into the systems in it as everyone else, which is something I don't want to get into on this show because that could take a while. But next episode I'll hope to have played more.
Mhm.
But the Nemesis system is very cool. Like, it's very cool in that a guy that you can just keep getting fucked up by this one guy, and he'll keep coming back with better armor and better weapons, and just talking smack at you when he sees you, and getting in your face and be like, "Do I have to kill you again? What's wrong with you? Why do you keep coming back?" There's so much good stuff in that game, but I felt like a lot of it was very samey, and I just don't like that everywhere I go, I feel like I have to sneak around because I haven't gotten to the level of like, okay, I can murder everything in 30 seconds, which when you start out that game, you're not that powerful.
Right.
And you will get your ass handed to you by a lot of guys.
Great.
So that's kind of the stage I'm at now. So maybe once I have all the powers, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm Batman, and fucking love it.
Okay.
But I definitely, I do like the combination of Assassin's Creed and Batman that they have going on in the systems, even though it's not quite, both sides, it doesn't quite get as good as each one is in their respective things, but that's still a really, really good game.
Cool.
I know it came up on a couple lists otherwise, but on my honorable mentions is I actually have to put Titanfall. Believe it or
Yep.
not, the short period of time that I had, it's a well polished game. It's just I think it's not enough game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. It's like I almost want to reward it because it's so well done with what's there. It's just missing something.
It does sound too like they've added so many modes that
Yeah.
it almost is a game now.
Possibly, yeah. But I mean, like that first feeling of jumping in a Titan and some of the moments of that game,
Yeah.
I have to reward at least with an honorable mention because, yeah, it was a fire that burned out quick, but it burned bright for the short period of time. So,
Godspeed, Titanfall.
yeah.
Man, I almost feel like we need to get a Titanfall team together or something.
That
Like
might be
you
the
were
only
saying,
way we
find
get to
a
play
time.
online. Is if we put
I
together
don't know.
a dedicated team.
I think them selling it for so damn cheap
Yeah.
made a big difference for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the problem is, hopefully, they haven't burned out quickly on it like
Yeah.
the rest of us did.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's make a point to find out.
All right.
Yeah.
Because, I sold
Listeners,
it off.
write us and say,
Yeah.
if you want to join our Titanfall team,
Yeah.
let's do this.
Because, I'd sold it off early, but then picked it up when it was super cheap
Okay.
on the console. So, me. D4, which
Yep.
by the time you're listening to this, I believe will be free on Xbox One.
It is already.
It's
Oh, is
free.
it? Okay.
Yep.
You should all play
Through
that game.
January.
You should play it. Especially if you like Deadly Premonition. If you didn't like Deadly Premonition, I hate you. But
All right.
Oh, sorry. Right back at you, man.
just kooky video game. I just love when someone comes along with a unique vision and doesn't even feel the need to explain their craziness and just puts it all out there in a video game. Bad Boston accents, which I know Mackie just loves.
Oh man, makes you just want to play Heavy Rain
Yep,
again.
exactly. You get lots of that.
It's got some D4. Huh?
Yep.
Is Nam Jaden a character?
He should be. There's lots to talk about Chowda. So, yeah, D4.
So is it just like Swery has embraced his weirdness?
It's
Like
weird.
embraced why he realized people ironically liked his game.
I haven't gotten that vibe from it yet. I think he's just pure sweary in a video game. Again, it's not like I better try to recreate the magic of Deadly Premonition. I think he was just like, I want to make this next video game. And it's just as kooky as the first one. So
He hasn't fallen in that trap.
no, it doesn't seem self-aware yet.
Good.
Because I can usually pick that up. Usually.
Oh yeah, pick it right up.
So, yeah, everyone go play D4 right now.
Okay. My last honorable mention is Lords of the Fallen. Dark Souls clone. I think.
Oh, right.
I think we need more games that are just like, hey, we really like this game and its mechanics. Let's just make our own. And some people would hate that and say, fuck that. It's, they're just knocking it off. But you know what? I kind of like that.
Yeah, like
Hey,
Rock Revolution and Power Gig.
Yeah, but yeah. But no, but I mean, if nobody else is making that type of game, why not make it?
Well, think about it. Rock Band was a ripoff of Guitar Hero.
No, I know. I'm not.
I mean-
I was just making
And
a
Guitar
point.
Hero was a ripoff of Guitar Freak. So.
Well, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Guitaru Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
No, I totally
But no,
get,
but
like
I-
if there's
Yes.
a gap and people want that. It's like I never understood why the whole Call of Duty Battlefield thing. Why Battlefield doesn't come out like in the spring when people are not playing
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Just stagger that shit.
Because EA just won't let it happen.
Well, they had no choice
Oh,
this time.
Battlefield Hardline, yeah. Yeah. But no, to me, that game was more satisfying to me than the actual sequel to Dark Souls was. So, and it was basically the same mechanics and everything. So,
If you can pull that off, I mean, if you can make a clone and make it as good or better than someone else trying to make a direct sequel, by all means.
well, and that's the thing too, is it just comes off as a game made by people who are like, man, we really love that game.
yeah.
We want to make a game like that game. So,
Saints Row, man.
yeah.
We wouldn't have Saints Row.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It's like, hey, there should be a next gen Grand Theft Auto. Well, there's not, so we'll make one.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
My last honorable mention is Threes. It just barely doesn't make the top 5, but it has to go there because of time.
Oh, I forgot to add that. Yeah. I would definitely.
You're allowed to call it an honorable
Yeah.
mention.
I only had 3 so far, so yeah, that's my 4th.
Okay.
Yeah. 3's is
4th.
what? Yeah. Oh god. But no, I mean that is such a perfect gameplay, and I feel bad that those guys got knocked off by so many people making free versions that weren't as good,
Yep.
and yet became more famous.
Yeah. That's when clones are bad.
Yeah.
Because the game was out and good and popular, and then everyone was cashing in. The iOS stores,
Oh, and
Basically, that's Zynga.
Well, sure.
Congratulations. There's the...
well, no, this wasn't even Zynga. This was just
I know. Well, I'm sure they had one, though.
Yeah, probably did.
yeah, most likely. But yeah, like mobile. That's the sad thing, is that just shows that mobile market is still just fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And that especially on the Google Play Store, you can just keep making the same you can just keep making clones.
Yeah.
And even put the same icon on it, and they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
My last honorable mention kind of pains me to have it so low, but Forza Horizon 2.
Wow.
I
surprised.
would have had that game
It's
higher.
going to be in your top 5.
Well-
Oh, I know what happened.
I would have had that higher if it hadn't broken on me and corrupted my save. And I still would have had it higher if that was just a one-off thing, but it's happened to so many people in the exact same way.
I saw somebody post about it today on Twitter.
And the studio won't acknowledge it in any way, shape, or form.
That is the only reason I've stopped playing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I want to go back to that game, but I don't want to reset everything. And that, I mean, we've talked about it before. Losing your save is the worst feeling, especially when you're pretty far along in the game. Now, I mean, I beat it, so technically I was just doing all the cleanup stuff and everything, but I would still like to be able to do that.
But you've earned all these awesome cars.
Yeah.
You should be able to drive those awesome
And
cars
they're
now.
gone. And if they're in my garage, if I click on them, it just hard locks the...
That's
It's
astounding.
Yeah.
And that
it's
just adds
amazing.
to the, hey, games are broken this fall pile.
Yeah. So that it just hurts me because, man, that probably, I mean, I could have made a case for it top 1, top 2 before that happened. I was so in love with Forza Horizon 2. That was my jam.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but still.
I'll start our top fives right now with
Okay.
Forza Horizon 2.
All right.
Because
That's actually the exact spot it's in for me too.
yeah, I loved that game. I didn't get far enough to beat it, but that was everything I could have possibly wanted in a sequel to Forza Horizon.
Yep.
Looked better, played better. Like the bucket list challenges are awesome.
Yep.
They streamlined what they needed to streamline. The only issue I really have is it takes so long to get into a car club before that unlocks.
It's gated off for a long time.
Yeah, they gate off a lot of stuff too far down the line.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, I don't think they could have made that game any better than they did.
Yep.
Aside from not having to erase people's saves and killing your progress.
That would be a pretty good plus. They could probably add that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some DLC, the decorrupting DLC.
All my stats exist on a server somewhere because they're still feeding me my existing stats.
Oh, okay.
Like, you own 37 cars, and I go to my garage, and there's only 6.
God, that's like insulting.
It is. It hurts. So, yeah. Okay, so my number 5 then is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which I had a lot of fun playing the campaign of that, and actually spent a few more hours than I normally would have playing multiplayer. Simply because with the addition of their weird future tech in multiplayer, it kind of played like Titanfall, except that a lot of people were playing it, and no one at that time was really good at it yet, so I was doing okay.
That's long done now.
So yeah, I'm
That's
sure
all over.
that's way over with. But
You haven't prestige 14 times.
no,
What's wrong with you?
Didn't get any gun skins.
Learn to play the game.
But yeah, the campaign is a lot of fun. It goes off the rails second half, and it's just kind of like, what are you guys doing? But man, Kevin Spacey,
Man,
Best-
It all comes
Kevin
back to
Spacey.
the
best
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey in a video game.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, winner of that category.
Well, he already got one of the best
I
characters
know.
of
I'm
the
just
year.
saying. If
But
there
he's
was-
the best Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
as
if there was a
Kevin
best
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey category, he would win.
Every time. Except that one year. He was down on his luck.
Yep.
Yep. Next.
All right. Number 4. WWE Supercard.
What?
Come on.
What?
Come on. I call shenanigans.
Here's the thing about
Okay.
Supercard.
Go on.
It is the best way to do a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
Because you're never like there's only been one thing that was time/energy based where you just couldn't do anymore, and the timer was only 15 minutes, which for a free to play game is phenomenal. Like normally it's like, all right, come back tomorrow,
Right.
fuck you.
Right. Yep.
So one that, but otherwise you can play it as much as you want, and it's never going to stop you. It's going to let you continue with. I mean, even if you're losing, you still get something. You win, obviously, you do better. All the sales are basically on, hey, if you want to get these cards to make you better, you can do that. You can spend this money. But there's also the fact that when you do that, you're going to outrank yourself, and suddenly you're going to lose anyway, even though
Yeah.
you have this awesome card because you've ranked up in a different level. And I don't know if they tweak something in their algorithm, but I don't get the whole, okay, I've played a guy with 2 unbeatable cards and nothing else. I don't get that anymore.
Oh, okay.
I get it every once in a while, but it's not like I win, I'd say 75% of my matches. So but to me, that's, I've played this more than I should have. I'll totally admit that.
Right.
But it actually, it's just fun to care about wrestling people and know who they are and know when you guys are talking about them, who they are and what they look like now.
Yeah.
But
I still go back to your first day with that game, talking to me over IM, just like, this guy's name is Jack fucking Swagger.
Yeah.
Look at this asshole.
he is an asshole. I
was
still don't like
that was
the guy.
the best.
Oh, he is an asshole.
but, yeah.
So do they have a whatever the highest level is card Adam Rose yet? Because
No, I don't
I'm not
think
back
so.
in.
I don't know. I can look it up for you.
It only
but-
goes to uncommon. Fuck it. I don't.
But no, as a
do not
free to play
want-
game, I have put probably hundreds of hours in now and not spent a single cent on it.
I can't argue
Which
with
I
you.
know isn't good for their economy, but I've played enough people that have spent a shit ton of money on that game, and it shows.
But that game is also an advertisement.
Yeah,
So you're probably getting people playing that game going, I should maybe check
Yeah.
out the WWE network.
yeah. But it is, like you said, it's the stats they use and the system they use is so easy to It's not like overly complicated. Well, this means this and this means that. You know, I mean, it's
It's very easy to follow.
yeah.
It's
And
not.
there actually is a little bit of depth and strategy to it.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's simple. So
Yes.
yeah,
It's very accessible.
It shouldn't be good, but I think it is. So there, it's number 4.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
All right.
Dealt. My number 4 is South Park. That's just kind of where it landed on the list. I don't know that I laughed harder at any game this year.
Nope.
Or slash kind of simultaneously vomiting at points.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, when you really boil it down, it's I always feel, well, I don't feel as bad as Supercard, but I mean, it's like gameplay wise, it has issues and it's very simple. I mean, it's not a perfect game playing situation.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing a rudimentary game that happens to be South Park related.
It's like my first RPG. Kind
yeah. It's not bad, but it's gameplay wise is kind of weak, but everything else about presentation wise makes up for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the voice acting's phenomenal in all of it, but that's to be expected.
yep.
My number 4 is Wolfenstein.
The New Order?
Yes.
Yep.
You get to shoot a lot of Nazis.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
They don't let non-Nazi stuff get in the way, huh?
Not really. There's some story stuff that maybe goes on a little too long, but there's a story in a Wolfenstein game. They got kind of creative and decided to do some weird, and I mean, it's a weird sort of what if, what if the Nazis had persisted on, and so you get weird tech and you get weird imagery and all kinds of things. But when you isolate all that stuff out, it's about shooting Nazis, and we haven't had a good shooting Nazis game in a long time. I love shooting Nazis. It's the best.
And you got Jimi Hendrix hanging around for it.
Sure,
So
it's a good time.
cool.
It felt you could just dual wield the biggest guns possible and
Yeah.
all kinds of weird combos and stuff. It's pure video game fun. Wolfenstein.
All right.
I feel like every single one of yours is like a spelling bee presentation.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
WOLFenstein.
Enstein. Wolfenstein.
Good.
Yes.
I need to play that.
Yep.
I really do need to borrow it. I think BJ still has the community copy, though.
I've got one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll borrow your community copy then.
I know my copy came back and is now gone.
Oh, he sold it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll borrow Chuck's
You can borrow
community
my copy. Then.
All right, then. My number 3, South Park Stick of Truth. Being a South Park fan, the depth of references and stuff in that is astounding.
Oh, opening up, what was it? Was it Cartman's closet? Was just like,
Oh, my God.
holy shit! I was like,
I think Kyle's also.
maybe it was Kyle's. Yeah, somebody's.
No,
it was
there
like-
a few of them. They're all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
but
it
I
was-
mean,
Just going through Cartman's mom's room. You got going
yeah.
through the drawers and stuff. It was just like,
But I mean, that one closet was just like it was whoever had Tom Cruise in the closet. It was that closet. When you open it up, it was like there is the entire show stacked up in this closet.
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, just astounding number of references. Just absolutely hilarious stuff throughout, and just really self-referential video game stuff that makes sense in a game. That just everything about that game. That game should not have been as good as it was.
Nope.
It should not have looked as good as it did.
Nope.
Should not have played. I mean, yes, the RPG stuff was pretty rudimentary, and there were only a couple battles that you would ever have to replay. Main one being Al Gore.
Oh Jesus! Fuck that one.
But just
Yeah.
Al Gore forcing you into that fight by constantly sending you friend requests on Facebook. Like, there are just so many funny things in that game,
Yeah.
and it's great, and it all pays off
Yep.
by the end of it. Yeah, It was great.
Totally surreal.
Sir.
Oh yeah, it's me. Next for me is Middle Dash Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, all the things I think maybe, I don't know, maybe they never will click for you, but they completely clicked for me. And the story is garbage. look, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan from way back. And
Well.
I read the books growing up more than once. It's one of the only things I've ever read more than once. And I just don't care about anything after Return of the King. Like, every other story that I can think of that's come along has not interest me at all. And
Is that where this is after?
no, it's kind of during.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying all
Gollum's
these.
in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
all the extended lore, Hobbit crap. I just don't care at all. Like, I mean, all the other games that have come along, I just don't care. But like, Ed, that's not what draws me about this game. It's a murder simulator of orcs. I mean, it's just there's so many of them. I mean, and it's fun to murder orcs. And you don't feel bad. It's like murdering Nazis. You don't feel bad about.
It is
murdering
nice
orcs.
to have an opponent that you feel no guilt whatsoever
No.
for, like, ripping their head off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why
Shitting
Nazis
down
are
their
the
neck.
best video game villain.
Yeah. So I mean, just going into a camp and murdering hundreds and hundreds of orcs feels awesome, and you don't feel bad at all. And the Nemesis captain system is so impressive. It boggles my mind that people sat down at a computer and figured out how to make that work and actually have it work. And like I said, when I lit an orc on fire and he still managed to capture me, and I go back and his face is all bandaged, and I'm like, fuck me. like that is amazing. Like, or I gouged a guy's eye with an arrow, and I come back, he's got this big, made up eye plate thing on his face, and it's just like, how game? How do you know this?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, story wise, kind of bleh, but
It's kind of like how we used to hope for the racing games would leave your tire marks on the track when you come around for the second lap.
Exactly.
So all the tire marks are still there. Nah, those were someone else's.
Yeah. But
It's finally happened.
it kind of. I mean, just the systems and the gameplay make up for the pretty lackluster story. I don't know, ghosts and something and elves. I don't know.
Okay.
Something about the forging of the original One Ring.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've heard of that.
It tries. It tries to get in there with some things you might care about.
All right.
That sounds great.
I might care.
Pretty good. My number 3 is Never Alone, which I talked about at length last time. I'll just say again, it is a very charming little indie game. Will teach you a little something about life. These are actual people on the planet who almost exist in an entirely different world. It's fascinating. It's really great. So check that out.
I want to play it.
Okay.
Should totally play it.
All right, I will. My number 2 game of the year, runner-up to the number 1 game of the year, is Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
I was going to say Miscongeniality, but now I'm not so sure.
Get over all the weird aesthetic of it, and you have a really solid roguelike game with so much to learn in playing it that teaches you something every time you play it, much like Spelunky. I just prefer the style of kind of twin stick shooter as opposed to the platformer that Spelunky is. But that just dozens and dozens and dozens of combinations of items that you can get, the randomized powers that you can get, just knowing that once you've beaten it, it says, okay, well, here's something a little bit further, so it doesn't become about running the same thing over and over. It becomes about running the same thing and then running that new thing. And I love the whole exploration of it. I love all the trophies that they put in it, because there are tons, and some that no human should ever attempt to do, even if you're a master of this game, because it seems freaking impossible.
Okay.
But it's one of those that almost makes me wish I had played it on PC, the copy of the original that I just had sitting around for years, until I realized that it was keyboard control only. And nope, not doing a twin stick shooter with keyboard only control. So
no,
but no, especially on Vita, that game to me is just perfect time waster game. Because it's never, the investment is very rarely over half an hour in it. So it's almost like it kind of replaced pinball for me on that system, where it's like, okay, I can get a game in or two, and it always feels like there's something else I can do, or some completely different way I can try and do this one run that'll unlock some crazy thing later on. And I love a game with that much depth and that simple to learn as far as the basics go. And then once you know those, there's just infinite number of combinations of stuff you can do to change how that game plays. And I think it's great. That's why I put it at number 2.
Okay.
Which is this number of poop. So it fits for Binding of Isaac.
Great.
Poop. Yeah, number 2 for me is Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition.
Wow.
Is it cheating? Is it a 2014 game? Fuck you. Yes, it is.
It's different enough, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot on the PC. It still grabbed me on the PC where I don't think it did you, which saddened me because I wanted, to have
somebody to play with.
Yeah, I wanted somebody to play with. Yes, yeah. But no, I've gotten that now in this, and it's easier to grab people on the console world.
Oh yeah,
and play some games, and
it's got me interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, I would dive right back into that little treasure chest all over again should you decide to go down that path.
Boy, out of context, that sounds totally wrong.
It really does.
Yeah.
Treasure chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dive right in.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, look, Scrooge McDuck through that treasure chest.
I get it.
Okay.
I know.
All right. Yeah, Diablo 3 Ultimate Edition. It's a 2014 game.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with you.
Okay, good.
Fine.
All right, then.
My number 2, huh? Okay. Man, these two were so close. Like, if I was ranking them, they're like fractions of a point. I had a hard time deciding which one was going to be number 2 and which one was going to be number 1. Mm-hmm. Number 2 for me is Far Cry 4.
Okay.
It when you boil it down, at the end of the day, I finished the game, stepped away from it, and thought about it for a while. It is a pure video game. Like, you want to drive around fast and jump off mountains and do crazy shit, you can do that. You want to play a story, you can do that. You want to hunt around for worthless baubles and, just discover like weird little audio logs that you can read about, you can do that. All of a sudden, an eagle will fucking attack you. I mean, there's so much to do in that game that you can shove a lot of it aside and just play it however you want to. It doesn't force you to do any one thing at any particular time for any length of time. And as far as sandbox games go, it really excels at that. I think it's just pure fun. Pure fun.
I agree, which is why I have that at number 1.
All right.
And I'm going to guess somebody else has it at number 1 too.
Far Cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far
BJ?
Cry 4. He probably has it there too.
Netflix.
Were
number
he
2.
here? Yeah, right behind Netflix, which is not a game, but
Can be.
yeah, like that game to me it's almost like my new Red Dead Redemption, because Red Dead was a world that I could just exist and wander around and just not care about objectives and just find stuff to do.
Yep.
And it feels like in that game, even if I check off everything on that immense map with a billion things to check off on it, I feel like I could still go around and be like, you know what, I'm going to hunt a rhino with an arrow and see what happens. Mm-hmm. And I can do that. It is the ultimate sandbox.
Yep.
You can just wander around and do everything. And the fact that you have this terrific story full of great characters, you have graphics that are phenomenal, like everything about it. It's amazing that it's the same company that put out Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah.
In all the ways that game is completely unfinished and broken, this game works and takes all of those systems that just we're all kind of sick of in the other ones, and it's like, no, I want to do that in this one. I want to get to the next tower and climb it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to find all those propaganda posters and tear that shit down.
Yeah.
I want to find a freaking rare tiger and kill it so I can use its skin to make a new ammo pack.
Yes.
Of course
You know?
do. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Like I just, and people argue, oh, it's just Far Cry 3 again in a different setting. Who cares? Far Cry 3 was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's mine. Far Cry 4. It's great.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think of ways to echo that. I mean, there are things in the game I still don't enjoy doing, but they're there and they're kind of optional. I don't really feel the need that I have to, like those racing situations.
Right.
I don't I've done one or two, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's there. That's not the appeal to me of this game, is driving around. I like walking around. I mean, I love the fact that they have the auto drive system.
Oh, it's so freaking
I mean,
good.
because I don't
Thank you, God.
really want to drive. I mean, I just want to get out and do things and murder animals and bad people. So
You can do that.
yeah, I mean,
totally do that.
Yeah, and driving around and letting the car drive for you, allowing me to shoot people while in passing,
Yeah.
as this, as you pull up along this car is great. And I mean, just the systems that they've added. I mean, giving you the wingsuit right from the beginning, so that's just a part of how the game's played, and then the grappling to allow you to go up. I wish there were more grapple points at certain times, but
Yeah.
there's enough to traverse the world where they want you to. There's almost always a point where they want, near where you want to go, and the map is just huge and varied. And I can't even begin to imagine how many hundreds, if not thousands, of people worked on this game. For all of those locations and all the little pieces and parts and things. It's a pretty glorious game, and I've played, I don't know, 35 to 40 hours, I'd guess. I'm at like 70-something% complete. I'm going to go back in at some point. I think I've burned myself out just a little bit for now, because I recently just reset the outposts.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You need that cargo van, don't you?
I got it. Yeah, immediately. As soon as I reset the outposts, they pop back in. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I love doing that, so I'm going to do it again. And that's there, so you can do that forever for the rest of your life. You can just keep resetting outposts and take them over. And the funny thing is, the kind of great thing is like, now I have all of the experience points. I have everything you could do. So now, like, getting an undetected on an outpost, not that big a deal to me anymore.
No,
it kind of makes me play completely differently. Like, you know what? Let's stop off and get a grenade launcher. Let's fuck this shit up that way. See what happens.
Well, and that's the other nice thing, like the trophies in the game. You don't have to do like finding the masks or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, get like 20 of them.
Yeah.
You're good.
And that
there may
for
be
me,
like 50 in the game, but who cares?
and
Just
that,
get 20.
Yeah, that for me was my thing of, okay, I'll do enough to get this trophy, but I'm not going to keep doing it after that.
Yeah.
Because
Well, the mask-
But you still get rewarded for
Right.
doing it.
Yeah, the mask thing is kind of cool because if you actually happen to go find all of them, they give you unlimited guns for hire tokens, which I've never had a problem running out of.
Right.
But it's a nice little perk. It's,
You do get good perks for some of the
Yeah.
extraneous bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, if you kill an animal with a bow, you get karma points.
Yeah.
Like,
Sweet.
there's just like, it feels like a game where they thought of everything. And they thought of what might not be fun.
karma points and double skins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other big bonus.
But they think of stuff like, how can we reward people for doing this? And it very rarely feels like, how can we penalize someone for doing this? And that's the thing, is everything in that game feels like a reward somehow. Except the Eagles.
Yeah, the only thing I wish was a little different was the loot chests. I wish occasionally there would be something worth a shit and not just all garbage that you go turn and sell. Because
I love
they
reading
wrote
those,
I know,
too.
but they wrote so much about all the garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm always amazed when I kill what is clearly a 70-year-old man and he gives me birth control pills. I mean, it's like it's always some weird thing, or just used condom, which is the worst. I don't even know why you would pick that up and put it in your inventory, or why it's worth 1,000 rupees or whatever. But yeah, no, it's a pure video game, just fun.
Yeah, and this time your character is not a piece of shit.
Exactly. Yes, that helps
Like
a
he was in
tremendous
Far
deal.
Cry 3.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jason Brody gets better.
No, but at the start it was just like, fuck this kid.
Yeah, I
Who
know.
gives a shit?
Well, honestly, not to detract, but I mean, like, I think, like, that's part of the charm of the story of the first one is, like, that character starts by having to win you over.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what's interesting is, like, this one right off the bat, you're kind of like, no, I empathize. This guy's mom just died, and he's here to, bury her.
Yeah.
I feel angry at his mom for not
Right.
being like, hey, if this pagan Min guy shows up, you better get the fuck out of there.
Well, yeah. So just a side little weird note, I accidentally, in my inventory, I accidentally sold Mom's note.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's gone. I can't get it back.
Jesus.
Like, like, after I'd already beaten the game. Like, I mean, I just still feel bad. Like, I accidentally, like, I went to hit B and I hit A and I was like, no. And it was gone. Gone forever.
It even tells you might want to hang on to this.
I know.
You should hang on to it.
Now what will your mom think?
Probably nothing.
From heaven.
She's dead.
Yeah.
When I take one of those many trips to Shangri-La, I guess maybe I'll ask her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll call the tiger.
Yeah. Hey, Tiger.
Maybe he's a paper tiger. He can write me a new note.
I get it.
Anyway.
All right.
So yeah,
My number one game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, my bad. We're
Far
talking
Cry
about
4 was my number 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
My number one, obviously, South Park, Stick of Truth.
Okay.
I know you guys have a knock on it for being simplified in the combat things, but,
I don't really.
well, okay, see, growing up, my jam was Dragon Warrior, Phantasy Star,
JRPGs.
the very first Final Fantasy games before those games got fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
And it was just 4 little sprite figures, and one would walk up and do his little sword motion real fast, and then on the other side of the screen, you would just see some damage on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, was what that combat should be. Whatever it's turned into now, I don't even understand it. I've tried to jump back in and just I don't understand any of this. I don't know what's
So
happening.
you just want hit, magic, item, flee.
That, to me, is fun. I enjoy it. And so for that to be encompassed by basically a 20-hour South Park episode, where there's really not any lulls in terms of story or jokes.
Oh, there were lots of lulls.
Some lulls.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Lulls.
Okay.
Not lulls. But yeah, when I finished that game, I was like, you know what? I don't think there's going to be anything better than this year. I can't see it. That's how impressed I was with that game then. And that came out like March.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to find something better. And Far Cry 4 came awful damn close. But thinking back on it now, I want to start South Park again and play through it.
I can see that.
So,
Yeah. It's a good game when you get to the end and you've played it for that long and you're like, man,
yeah.
I wish that had been longer.
Yeah.
I wish there was more there. It made me want to go back and find all the Chinpokomon.
Oh, right.
and get all the friends on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
all that
I do
stuff.
need to go figure out the secret combo of going into the woods and where you find,
Oh, where, yeah, you have to go a certain...
up 3
Yeah.
times, over twice, and
Yeah.
then, down, and you're in the part you never saw before.
I'm sure the internet's figured that out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I just never went back and did it.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, South Park was just everything I wanted from a South Park video game that I've been waiting for since 1999. Just
That they have never, ever delivered.
always been so disappointed every time there's a new South Park game, and finally they nailed it. So
Yeah.
that's my Fody.
All right, and then finally, my best, better than all the other games, Goat Simulator. No. kidding. It's,
Yeah, I guess we took out weirdest ass game we played category.
Because it just would have been Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
true.
Go Simulator's pretty good. I
don't
mean,
know. I don't know. I
the
played
joke
some other
wears off
weird
after a
ass-
while,
yeah.
but it's nice in that there's also bonus stuff.
Yeah, but haven't they updated it to where it's like a totally different game
It's
now?
like an MMO.
Yeah.
It's basically just multiplayer, but you get quests as a goat.
Goat Quest.
But it was
Stick your
fun to
tongue
just
5
unlock.
buses.
Yeah, but to unlock Demon Goat and other stuff
Well, did you ever play where you got the Spider-Man tongue?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was watching you do. See that gas station?
Yeah, no, I've played some
Stupid
other
game.
weird ass games.
Yeah.
It's not done yet, so I guess you can't call it a game yet. But the Forest, holy fuck, dude, that game.
That sounds weird.
Those evil mutant people that come attack you at night, it just freaked me the fuck out.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, we have correspondence. You're looking at your phone.
No,
Oh, you're just supercarding.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. Event ends soon. I got to get him in.
Makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fodies.
another Far Cry game wins our Fody Award.
Huh.
Is that 3 years running? Was it Far Cry 3, then Blood Dragon, then...
No.
I don't think everyone was as high on Far Cry 3 as I was.
Well, we didn't get to play it till after the Fodies were recorded that year. That's kind of why we stole a little
That game
bit
came
this
out
time.
late.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah,
first week
that
of
was like
December.
December 9th
Yeah.
or something crazy like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then Blood Dragon, of course.
Dragon.
Man. So they've already said there are no plans for any sort of Blood
You guys
Dragon for
broke
Far Cry
my heart
4.
last episode when you told me that. I had
Yeah.
no
He'd
idea.
already said
Yeah, I don't know how you missed that post on the internet.
My brain must have just said no.
He just said it's not happening.
Maybe it's misdirection. You
They
guys.
haven't said they're not doing something weird.
I know.
It just won't be Blood Dragon.
I just wanted more Blood Dragon.
I know.
So good.
I did too. But hopefully that Blood Dragon sold well enough.
Yeah.
They have to go, there's got to be something weird and fun we can do.
What if
with
they did
this.
something like, just spitballing. Like, I mean, they seem to love the '80s or whatever with Blood Dragon. What if they did something really fucking weird and it was like Ajay and his amazing friends, and it was fully fucking animated?
Fine, fine by me.
Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, thinking something fucking weird. Like, you know, Far Cry or Blood Dragon was kind of just like sort of a neon skin on top of, you know. But I'm saying, like, actually, like, completely
Just go all out?
Like, yeah, like completely recolor it or something.
I don't know. I mean, there's so much land in that game that you just got to think, man, if we could do something else with this huge amount of land we've got, you know, because that's kind of what the Shangri-La missions are. It's just like reskinned areas of the game, just super crazy colors and ghosts things.
Man,
Let's
I
go
can't wait to
things.
get to that part.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool. All right. So, if you want to get in touch with us, go to noquarters.net. Check us out. We got all the stuff on the side of the page. Facebook.com/noquartersnet. Twitter.com/noquartersnet. YouTube.com/noquartersnet. If you want to write us, you're going to write us at wheremyskull@noquarters.net.
Damn right.
Yeah. Did we forget something? Like your favorite game of the year? You know, let us know. Tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should we be playing in 2015?
Don't say Supercard.
No.
We got that covered.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I should play more Supercard now. Oh, wait, I am. But yeah. But anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you next month.
Mm-hmm.
Mackie.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
And this is No Quarters out. Who gets to do the intro?
I did it last week.
Well, you did?
Last month.
No, I don't
BJ
think
did
you
it last
did.
month.
Oh, okay,
I think
so
we
it's-
all know that one.
Oh, that's right. So it's your turn?
Nobody wants to do the intro ever.
I don't mind doing the intro.
Time for Mark the Ninja.
Son of a bitch.
Chuck?
Yes, sir? No?
No.
Did you see what I did with the title of the document?
No.
No.
What'd you do?
Well, we had no.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah. Yeah.
3DS9.
Okay.
Because last year was the new generation.
Oh.
And what do you follow that with? But,
DS9.
yeah, but
3DS.
video games, yes. Huh?
I wondered the connection. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's because I basically copied this from last year's, and I was like, I have to retitle that.
Okay.
Good job. Mm-hmm. Great job.
So did we not do weirdest ass game we played last year? Because that's a category we've done before.
Yeah, we killed some categories.
But I don't remember killing that one. I don't remember it being discussed at all.
I don't know.
I'm wondering maybe we didn't do it last year because there weren't any weirdest ass games.
I think we topped out at Asura's Wrath.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what else can be a weird-ass game?
Well, wait. Did we do the Foties last year or we do the Generation?
We did Foties after that.
Oh, okay.
But it was a much shorter episode.
Okay.
I think it was only like a half episode or something. No, it was a full episode. It was just... I think we were so exhausted from doing the Generation one.
Gotcha.
Because we did the Foties one only a couple weeks later. And we were
Okay.
like, ugh,
All right.
games.
Yeah.
We have to go back and amend the generation now since Chuck loves South Park that much.
It's still viable.
Oh, man.
I was saying, it's a
generation.
360 game.
Yeah. I didn't,
Or
launch it
PS3.
I didn't launch it into the sun when I said I would. Sorry.
I played on the PC, so
Yeah,
it was
I played
current
your
gen for
copy
me.
on PC.
I
Steam
see.
sharing.
All right, let me think about words here real fast.
Are we still on the internet?
We're still on the internet.
Oh, we're always on the
We can be on the internet for this. It's
Okay.
just the one where we have to play
Yeah, I'm
music
just-
and stuff. Sorry,
talk to
guys.
you
I know
later.
this is
Bye.
boring. We're
Internet.
gonna make an intro here. This is how we make the donuts.
We're making donuts?
I could eat a donut.
Yeah.
Give me that donut. I want to taste that donut. What?
I can smell your donut.
It's a great big fat donut.
Donuts.
Put the donut in the basket.
donut for burger.
Push the icing on the donut.
Gross.
Yes. Hello. I feel like I have to hold the mic for this.
Oh, Jesus. What's happening?
I'm trying to think of an intro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to spitball some intros in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the tens watching around the internet. I can't say watching. Nobody watches the audio. Damn it. I'm going to still get sued by Michael Buffer. That's my plan.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for the tens listening around the internet, it's the No Quarter 40s! 2014 edition.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, in Shovel Knight,
Yeah.
the people you're fighting, it's the Order of No Quarter.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that because you named it something?
It's the evil enchantress, and her group of henchmen is called the Order of No Quarter.
We should sue them
Yeah.
for all their monies.
Well, can we also sue Led Zeppelin?
No.
No. Careful consideration as your lawyer? No.
No. Oh, hey, oh. Hot mic.
Good thing that wasn't a ribbon mic.
Woo! Woo!
Shit, what a pop
So
like
we
a balloon.
good? Should I do it again? You
No.
good? Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'll turn it into magic.
Oh, will you?
Oh, yes.
Make
you always do.
Make it an illusion.
Just play that, but with John Cena's music behind it. There it is.
There's a Marine who needs your support.
And his name is John Cena.
This is still the best. And it keeps getting better. Like, a few things get funnier each time, but that somehow gets funnier each time.
All right, everyone, we're signing off now. We've had fun making internets.
Good night.
Now we must go.
Thanks for viewing.
Yeah. Listen to the real episode. It'll
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
Stupid idiots.
What? No. These are the best people,
Why
Chuck.
don't you call them that, Chuck?
God.
That's just wrong.
We're still here. They can still see us.
Oh, they can't see me.
Jeez.
But, well,
Okay. I know exactly what you did, too. I wasn't even looking at you, and I knew what you did.
It's because you play Supercard.